in style to New Orleans, Louisiana. The Tigers are used to making this journey, while the Irish are here for the first time since 1992. Brady Quinn looks to end his record-setting run with a rare Notre Dame Bowl victory, while Jamarcus Russell and the rest of the LSU Tigers are making the journey down I-10 for a record 13th time. The pressure's on Tom Zivakowski and that Notre Dame D to slow down the Tigers, and one of those LSU receiving threats, good old number 80, Dwayne Bowe. Notre Dame and LSU have each won national titles at the All-State Sugar Bowl. The Irish in '73, LSU just 3 years ago. Tonight, they reunite in the Bayou. Hi everybody, and welcome to the Louisiana Superdome. It is day 3 of Fox's week-long Tostitos BCS Bowl Bash, and New Orleans has been waiting 2 years to welcome home the All-State Sugar Bowl. I am Chris Rose, joined by the former national championship head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, of course, Jimmy Johnson, and joining us tonight as our guest analyst, one of the 7 Heisman Trophy winners from Notre Dame, took home the honor in 1987. Now, former Irish head coach Lou Holtz once said of him, he is the most intelligent player I have ever been around. So, Tim Brown, without a doubt, you're going to raise the collective IQ of the guys up here on the set.
No pressure tonight, right?
Can you handle that?
No pressure at all.
Now, you guys played against each other in the 80s, didn't you? Miami, Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody asked Jimmy Johnson about Tim Brown. Jimmy Johnson said, well, you know what? He'd be a good 4th receiver for the Hurricanes.
Wait a minute. The Notre Dame fans were making up signs saying convicts versus Catholics, so I couldn't say anything good about him.
Hey, it served for great motivation for years into the league. I kept that quote for a long time, that's for sure.
I'll show you something that I kept. This is the program from, the 1963 Sugar Bowl. I was leafing through it, doing a little research. Look what I found in the Ole Miss, Arkansas. Yeah, who's this in here? That would be Jimmy Johnson.
Hey, you like that haircut, too?
Yeah.
You look good. You look good back there. I
always had great-looking hair.
Exactly.
Jimmy, look at the camera. You look nice there. That's a good look for you. Guys, it is great being here, obviously, and this is a special time, obviously, because of Hurricane Katrina. The game is back here in the New Orleans Superdome. So, look, everybody's excited about it. You walk out on the streets, they're just grabbing onto it here.
This morning, I'm walking down the street, and everybody, hey, Coach, how are you doing? Actually, I was going to get a manicure, metrosexual.
Metrosexual.
And everybody was upbeat and enthusiastic. Really, it's a positive attitude here. I like the atmosphere.
Well, look, we know how excited LSU is to be here, without a doubt. Maybe actually a bit too excited. 4 players have been suspended for at least the first quarter of tonight's game by head coach Les Miles. 2 of them for missing curfew, 2 others for violating school policy. Now, 2 starters, safety Jesse Daniels and kick returner Trindon Holliday, will sit out, along with backup linebackers Terry Riley and Kelvin Shepard. Coach, what's going on here? Anything? Does it mean anything?
It'll affect them for the first series or so until they put them back in the ball game.
Hey, Coach, 2-3 quarters would be good for Notre Dame tonight.
No. This is LSU. It's not Notre Dame. They're set up for about a series.
Well, look, obviously LSU and its fans are excited about this. So, too, is Tim Brown and his Fighting Irish. In fact, the Irish could pocket another record tonight, but actually it's one they would gladly give back. Notre Dame has lost a record-tying 8 straight bowl games dating back to their last win at the '94 Cotton Bowl over Texas A&M. Since then, 87 different programs have won bowl games, including such perennial powers, Troy, Central Michigan, and North Texas. Timmy, what's the deal here, man?
You didn't have to bring up North Texas, man. I think the real problem that Notre Dame has had is they don't have the game breakers. In fact, Notre Dame has not had a first-round pick since 1993, and that was Jerome Bettis. And guess what? He just retired from the NFL. So they need those kind of guys to be able to control the game, and they don't have them yet.
Yeah, certainly as far as skill players go. Yeah. Now, about the only programs that haven't won a bowl game since Notre Dame's drought began, NYU, Louisiana Tech, and Villanova, the respective alma maters of the 3 men who will call tonight's game. Time to check in with Kenny Albert, Terry Bradshaw, and Howie Long up there in the locker room. What's up, guys?
Now, you brought Jimmy's photo from the 1963 program. I brought along some props for my personal collection. College jerseys of Howie and Terry, their helmets as well from Villanova and Louisiana Tech. Now, Howie...
Jerseys don't fit, by the way.
Little small, Terry. No bowl games for you as a member of the Villanova Wildcats. So What has this whole experience been like, visiting the campuses, meeting with the players and
coaches?
You
know, the pageantry of college football, the bands, the fans and the team colors, the mascots, it reminds you of how special this is and how when you make the jump from Pop Warner to high school to college, college to pro, it becomes more of a job. And more so than anything else, being around these players reminds you of how much fun football is.
Yeah. Now, Terry, you stayed close to home at Louisiana Tech. You had the chance to play in the Grantland Rice Bowl twice. So
say it with pride, Kenny.
The Grantland Rice Bowl.
There you are.
So does this week, there you are, back in the late 60s. Has this week brought back some bowl memories for you?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I know the Grantland Rice Bowl, and my class was the first class to go to a bowl game at Louisiana Tech, so I'm very proud of that. Grantland Rice Bowl, we had like 5,000 people there, but to us it was like 105. But the experience and what these young people at Notre Dame and LSU are experiencing is what you have. It's what you take with you. Howie's exactly right. It should be fun, and I've always said college football to me was the greatest experience of my life. And then to play in a bowl, and for Howie and I to walk around and these kids say, Mr. Bradshaw, I kind of like the
Tech
Mr. Bradshaw
doesn't want the
part.
Wildcats. They don't want the Wildcats.
Huh?
Tech don't want the Wildcats.
The
All
V,
right,
baby.
Jimmy, the guys are excited. They want you to come up and visit.
Nice
We'll see you
haircut,
later.
Jimmy.
Hey, guys, I'm going to be listening to the broadcast, and I'll give you a critique in the postgame. All right?
Okay, Coach, get to peanuts.
All right, guys, well, all kidding aside, as we mentioned earlier, this is the first post-Katrina All-State Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, and that fact isn't lost on the LSU Tigers. Jeannie Zelasco now joins us, and Jeannie, 16 months after Katrina, the disaster still resonates within the Tigers family.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. In those 16 months, the young kids of the LSU football team really became men overnight in the aftermath of the destruction. It wasn't about winning games. There was a bigger burden than that. These young men actually believed with the destruction of football, they could save the state of Louisiana. And in more ways than one, they did not disappoint. I can't imagine the first Sugar Bowl back in New Orleans not including LSU.
Well, it's a great opportunity for our team to represent our state, go in and file into a city that's very close to our hearts.
What's good is not for these kids to forget who they represent. And they still represent the people who are evacuees and others damaged, by Hurricane Katrina.
At that time, Louisiana was down, and Coach Miles, gave us an idea to put one of our goals to play for the state of Louisiana. To give the state of Louisiana something for the 3 hours to watch the game, to forget about the hurricane.
For the LSU Tigers, forgetting about Katrina was nearly impossible. During the recovery efforts, LSU's basketball arena was converted into the largest triage center in U.S. history.
We're out there practicing, you're hearing helicopters pass by every 5-10 minutes. The emotion started setting in, and certain people, part of our staff and on the team, were like, why are we practicing? We're only a couple hundred feet away, they're putting bodies in the PMAC.
Off the football field, focus was shifted to recovery. Quarterback Jamarcus Russell housed 20 people in his 2-bedroom college apartment. Among them, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Fats Domino, a distant relative of a family friend.
I was just happy that I could be able to, save someone because you never know if you've been in that situation. And to come to find out that he was such a big person, and it was kind of great for me.
The guys did everything they could for their friends and families. People stayed in dorm rooms. There was some guys that needed to find their own bed when it got closer to game week.
It was just a tough time, but we all kind of stuck through it and just stayed positive about the whole situation and tried to help in any way that we could. We had guys go down to hospitals and go down to the PMAC and visit with some of the children in there just to try to build them up, give them something to be happy about, even though it was a sad time.
I know that Katrina and then Rita that followed changed this state forever. How did it change this program maybe forever?
I think there's a kinship with our state maybe we're kind of joined at the hip, if you will. LSU football was awfully important in the state of Louisiana before those storms, maybe a little bit more important after.
Louisiana's connection with LSU football is perhaps best described by Tiger Stadium announcer Dan Bournet. This speech was read to the Death Valley faithful last September at LSU's first home game after Hurricane Katrina.
Tonight, this historic stadium is lit in gold. and stands as a beacon of promise for our state and for its people. Because on this evening, we vow to move forward under a common flag. Because this is LSU football, and this is Tiger Stadium, and this is Louisiana.
And this is a university known nationwide for tremendous defense and, of course, their physical and athletic wide receivers. But really, they grab the national spotlight with tremendous heart, tremendous sacrifice. And they would tell you as the 2006 season came to a close, there was a lot of talk about smelling the roses at Pasadena on New Year's Day. But really, there could be no more perfect ending than right here, LSU hosting the welcome back party as the Sugar Bowl returns to the Superdome, Chris.
All right, Jeannie, thank you very much. And to the kids' credit, they fully embraced this week, without a doubt. Now, one thing that has always lifted the spirits of the people in New Orleans is their love of music. In fact, both marching bands will perform in just a bit. But recently, LSU's football team got a crash course on playing in concert from Urban Mayfield, the artistic director of the New Orleans Jazz Orchestra.
The whole thing about jazz is just like being a great football team. At the end of the day, how do you know a great football team? Because they win. How do you know a great jazz band? Because they sound good.
And you know what would be music to their ears, Tim Brown, if their wide receivers would be able to run free tonight through that Notre Dame secondary.
Yeah, I tell you, that's going to be Notre Dame's problem. Some kind of way, they got to find a way to control these three receivers. Notre Dame has played Michigan. They had two good receivers. They played USC. They had two good receivers. Now they're playing three good receivers, and that's going to be a problem for the Notre Dame secondary. Rick Mentor, some kind of way, has to find some defenses to make this work for the Irish.
And the only way they can find a way is get some more defensive backs, because I just don't think they have enough speed in their secondary to stay with these receivers. You know, I think they will get there. Charlie Weiss is going to bring in some players, but right now I think they're hampered because they don't have enough speed to match up with this LSU team.
You know what's great about these two schools? Such rich in tradition, also in terms of alumni. In addition to Tim Brown, you know, Notre Dame has some other famous alum like Condoleezza Rice. You got Joe Montana, you got Phil Donahue, and Charlie Weiss. Who was he rubbing elbows with before the game? John Bon Jovi. Will they be living on a prayer tonight? I don't know. We'll see. Those two, very, very interesting. Now, of course, as far as LSU goes, you got Shaq, you got Joanne Woodward, you got Pete Maravich. He once attended class there in Baton Rouge. So, which school's class reunion would you rather crash? We'll let two of the more loquacious graduates battle it out.
My fellow football fans, I come to you tonight, not my usual soothing self, but I come to you with fire in my belly, the same kind of fire they had in their belly back in 1860 when they founded the old war school in Baton Rouge. You know the old war school is the Louisiana State University Fighting Tigers. And the passion of LSU fans is unmatched by fans anywhere in the country. You know, there are a lot of people who say the way to calm us down, to soothe our passions, to curb our emotions, is to have a high-powered, high-charged, high-scoring offense. Well, I got 4 words for you. It's the defense, stupid.
This is the perfect opportunity for Notre Dame to come back to the forefront of the game it practically invented. Now, here's what they've got to do. They've got to play with some abandon, some passion, blitz once in a while. The defense has got to dominate, be disruptive, get to that quarterback. And that defensive secondary, please, guys, stay close to those receivers. Get in their faces. And Charlie Weiss, coach, you've got to give us the best game plan you ever made. Do it again for us, Charlie. Do it for Notre Dame. We need this one real bad. Let's go, Irish.
Irish, look, Regis is watching, okay? So do it for him tonight at the 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl. Now, coming up, Terry Bradshaw chats it up with Brady Quinn, and the record-setting QB isn't afraid to tell the truth.
Autograph and it's an old picture for me. That's fair.
Well, as you can tell, it's pretty loud tonight in the Louisiana Superdome, and that's just fine with Brady Quinn. He is used to blocking out noise, most of it created by Notre Dame's bashers. I don't feel for Brady Quinn. He knew this when he signed on that leprechaun parchment. You win titles in South Bend, not just games. Well, recently, the man with 36 Irish records sat down with our Terry Bradshaw in a chat of 2 Golden Domers.
Play action. Quinn, touchdown Notre Dame. As a Charlie Weiss with the genius of his play calling in Georgia.
What's the one thing about this offense when he introduced you to it and you went, wow?
Going up to the line, you set up everything, whether it's the run blocking, the pass blocking, the checks here or there. And you gotta love that as a quarterback. When you're controlling everything out there, you have the ability to get out of a play and go, hey, this thing's gonna work. I can throw something deep.
Another superb throw by Quinn.
Everybody that we all play for, they have mannerisms that we can kind of copy. Coach Weiss isn't looking. Is there any one thing you would want to show us?
Every once in a while, I'll try to, explain something to him that I was seeing or give my point of view, which doesn't always go over well. So say this is the play sheet, the call sheet.
Yeah.
He'll come up to you and go, how about you call the plays? How about you call the plays? Why don't you want to be the offensive coordinator?
If he turns his back, do you ever?
No. You don't do that.
You can do that now, though.
No, he's got eyes in the back of his head. You can see everything.
Watch the Heisman. That had to be disappointing. 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but again, those are things that are out of your control. But it is obviously tough.
You give me a good answer, and I'm liking it, and I know our viewers are. But you can't tell me that this doesn't drop your heart a little bit. It'd kill me. I mean, I'm not going to New York City and have some clown tell me I didn't win. That hurts. That hurts, man.
It does, but you know what it allows you to do? It allows you to put a chip on your shoulder. That next level. I have a lot to prove to myself.
You take your helmet off, and I notice your hair is perfect. How's that possible?
God made it that way. I mean,
look. Okay, we got to close up. Here, come here. What do you think about this? What does that look like?
That looks like a pretty nice helmet there.
You like that? You look good in that color?
I don't know. My girlfriend said I didn't look good in black, but I might.
Hold it. This is closer to home.
There you go.
That's pretty. You look good in silver and blue. I got one more for you. Dublin, Ohio. We're getting closer to home.
We're getting a lot closer to home.
Hold that in your hand, man. That looks pretty good, doesn't it?
I think it does.
Give it back. Don't get too comfortable over there.
I was always bouncy.
Oh, yeah. That people sit there and throw it back. You can play catch with yourself. Look at that. That's pretty good, huh? Welcome to the circus. I have always wanted to take a drop with a guy that played for Notre Dame. I love Notre Dame. I mean, I'm a Louisiana boy. You know that.
Oh, I knew that.
I'm from Louisiana.
I knew that.
So can we take a drop?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go have speed, though.
I'll do the cancel on one,
okay.
all right?
On one? Well, give me how to go.
We'll go white 80, set hut.
And the hut is the one.
There you go. White 80, set.
Oh, wait a minute. You cheated. You can't be going set hut and be moving back. That's not fair. I'll go. I'll do it.
All right, you call it.
White 80. White 80. Set. Hut.
By the way, Terry's still sore. Tim Brown, you've watched a lot of Brady Quinn over the last few years. Your assessment of him?
Well, I really didn't think he played as well this year as he did his junior year. And I thought it was because of the pressure of the Heisman, pressure of being a first-round pick or maybe even the first pick in the draft. But I had an opportunity to talk to Charlie, and Charlie disagreed with me. He thought if he felt any pressure, Coach, it was coming because the defense wasn't stopping the opposing team, and he knew he had to score 35 points every week.
Well, Tim, that's the thing they're going to look at because without question, he's big, strong, he can make all the throws, he's a very accurate passer. The one thing that the scouts will look at tonight against this LSU team, can he avoid the pressure? Can he make the critical throws under pressure? Because he's going to have some pressure from that LSU defense.
And tonight he's going to get a little balance from the running game. He needs it because Notre Dame just 1-8 when Brady Quinn attempts 45 passes in a game. Now, 26 of Quinn's 93 career TD tosses have ended up in the hands of Jeff Samardzija, a guy who doesn't mind running 100 yards or throwing the pill from 60 feet, 6 inches.
I'm Jeff Samardzija, number 83, wide receiver, Notre Dame. That's Samardzija. That's Samardzija, not Samardzija, not Samarridge or Samaridge or anything close to that. I wear 83 on the field, but if you can't see that, then just look for the shag out the back of the helmet. In case you're wondering, last time I had a haircut was all the way back in early June, so no time soon will it happen again. You might see me making plays on the football field, but what you might not know is I'm also on the baseball team. This past June, the Cubs did draft me in the 5th round. My favorite Cub player all time is probably Ryan Sandberg playing second base. Going all the way back to high school, I lettered in all 3 sports, basketball, baseball, and football. I'm out there just trying to have some fun, so we'll hold to me for the future. Bo Jackson or not, we'll see.
7-2 with a 2.7 ERA for the Cubs rookie ball team. Will he have to play a perfect game to beat LSU tonight? Find out next. overhead shots of tonight's All-State Sugar Bowl are provided by the DLP Ultimate Picture Cam. DLP is the official HD TV of the BCS on Fox. DLP, it's amazing. It's the mirrors. Well, the last time that LSU won the national title, Nick Saban was busy working the sidelines, and now he's going to return to Tiger Stadium in the near future. But this time as the head coach of the University of Alabama. Saban has left his post with the Miami Dolphins to accept an 8-year, $32 million offer, all guaranteed to coach the Crimson Tide. Now, Jimmy, last night we were in Miami. You spoke with several Dolphins officials, including owner Wayne Huizenga. No big shock here, right?
Well, Nick Saban was distraught over the time commitment for NFL coaches and how hard it is to win in the NFL. Bottom line, he was 6-10. That's only the second losing season the Miami Dolphins have had since 1988 when Don Shula went 6-10.
And you know what? The fans here obviously got the news about Nick Saban.
Oh,
Many of them holding up very interesting signs about his departure. So we will see what that's all about and whether or not he is successful. I can't wait for the next game between the LSU Tigers and the University of Alabama. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, right now let's take you down to the field for God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in the singing of God Bless America. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for a moment of silence as we pray for our servicemen and women overseas. Remember those who lost their lives in Hurricane Katrina, and in memory of Gerald R. Ford, the 38th President of the United States, who was laid to rest this afternoon. And now, please remain standing and welcome Cultural Ambassador of New Orleans, Irvin Mayfield, Grammy Award nominated and Billboard Award winning Artistic Director of the New Orleans Jazz Orchestra, as he plays our national anthem.
Well, the festivities are just about over. We are now just minutes away from kickoff of the 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl. Notre Dame and LSU coming your way. Don't go anywhere. Well, let's see here. You got touchdown Jesus, win one for the Gipper, the Four Horsemen, Rudy. You hear any of those things, you think just one thing, Notre Dame.
The Notre Dame spirit is impossible to define. We always say we're not better than anybody else, we're different, and that difference makes us a little unique.
You walk past Touchdown Jesus or the Grotto or the Basilica, they're all places that really, have a special feel about them. It's almost an aura.
We're kind of in the middle of the country. We got a big religious kind of background too, which is a big part. And it's kind of a lot of things that go into Notre Dame and Notre Dame football that cause a mystique.
I think everyone walks away from this place feeling that something special that seems to permeate from these grounds.
Well, without a doubt, it is truly a special place. Tim Brown, what was it like the first time you ended up on campus in South Bend?
You have to picture this, Chris. Hey, it's January the 20th, 1984. It's about 35 below when I get off the plane. They take me directly to the stadium. It's about 3 feet of snow on the field. They have a little path cut out for me. I go to the 50-yard line. They turn me around. They have "Welcome Tim Brown" on the scoreboard. And behind that, it was "Touchdown Jesus." It was a done deal, Chris. I was in, Coach.
You think they'd let me in it? I mean, you sold me. I mean, I can go back and get my master's.
Huh? You're going to have to denounce Miami first, I believe.
Jimmy, seriously, did you like playing up there? I always talk to people. They say it is the best place to play a game, whether you're home or away. It's great, right?
A great atmosphere. And, Tim, you may not believe this, but I am a big Notre Dame fan.
Yeah.
That was a little hard to believe after you beat us down so many times.
Hold on. You weren't a big fan after that Cleveland Gary fumble.
No, it wasn't a fumble.
It wasn't a fumble.
Hey, in Notre Dame, that's a fumble.
It wasn't a fumble. It wasn't.
So what do you say? We have to go back and review the tape from almost 20 years ago? See, if we had replay back then, you would have won another national title.
I guarantee. Replay, we would have won.
Okay, I got you. Hey, Tim Brown, you know what's out there right now? That's the Notre Dame Fighting Irish Band.
Right.
Let's listen to them.
And now, the Notre Dame Marching Band spells out Irish and plays the legendary Notre Dame Victory March.
I got to tell you, folks, during that, Tim Brown was rocking out. I thought maybe you were trying out for next year's American Idol or something, Timmy. I mean, seriously, what was going on here? I love it. Take a look at this, Tim. You were all over it, buddy.
Hey, it's
unreal.
Song, baby.
There you are.
Song. It's the Notre Dame fight song. You got to get ready.
Right away. Way to get into the spirit. Now, guys, we obviously expect a great game. The last 3 All-State Sugar Bowls have been decided by a total of 13 points. How does LSU get it done, Jimmy Johnson?
Well, number one, they cannot get sloppy. They've got to avoid the turnovers and the silly penalties, those type things. Number two, they've got the most talented team. So if you got the most talent, Let them loose. That's a big doggy.
How did they get it done, Notre Dame?
Notre Dame has to get off to a good start. They're 7-0 this year when they've gotten off and scored first. If they get out to a good start, they have a good chance of winning this game. The other thing is they have to control this defensive front. When you watch them on film, they're not dominant, but they're persistent, and that persistency can cause a lot of pressure on the offense.
Yeah, you talked about that great start. LSU actually outscores its opponents in the first quarter 122-20 this year, so without a doubt, obviously the Irish got to keep it close very early. Jimmy, I don't know if you know the words for the LSU Tiger marching band or not. No? All right, well, let's listen to them. Tim can learn the words. So, have you figured out who has the home field advantage in the 73rd Annual All-State Sugar Bowl? LSU and Notre Dame ready to get it going. Kenny Albert, Terry Bradshaw, and Howie Long will have the call. We'll see you at halftime. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Technology. Making better, better. Onwards, upwards, any way but backwards. Tapping progress on the shoulder and saying, "More forwards, please."
Our live and exclusive BCS Bowl coverage culminates with the game of the season, the 2007 National Championship game. After a long layoff since they emerged victorious over Michigan, the regular season's #1 team, Ohio State, face up against the Florida Gators, who will be out to prove to the critics that they have teeth and are ready to bite. The BCS National Championship game, Florida versus Ohio State, this Monday, live and exclusive on NASN.
Soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. George Washington.
Live from New Orleans, Louisiana, the Tostitos Bowl Bash continues on Fox from the Louisiana Superdome. It's the 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl featuring 10-2 Notre Dame and 10-2 LSU. Good evening, everybody. I'm Kenny Albert along with Terry Bradshaw and Howie Long. Pleased to be with you as the All-State Sugar Bowl returns to the state of Louisiana. And Terry, as a native of this state, I know you're excited to be here, excited to watch both starting quarterbacks, Brady Quinn and Jamarcus Russell.
I'll tell you, folks, you're just absolutely going to be able to sit back for the next 3 hours and enjoy two outstanding quarterbacks. Jamarcus Russell for LSU, 6'6", 260 pounds. It's the real deal. He really is that big. Can throw it all over the football field with a flip of his wrist. Big kid, will put it down and run with the football. Now, on the other hand, we have Brady Quinn, same thing, 6'4", 230. Can throw all the passes, has all the tools you are looking for. Sit back, 61 touchdown passes between these two kids. Fun, going to be a great game.
Well, Howie, you heard Terry talk about the two starting quarterbacks, a great group of wide receivers on both sides, so a big challenge today for both defensive units.
Yeah, for LSU, it's Jeff Samardzija, great size, great hands, the ability to go up and catch the football even when covered tightly. Raymond McKnight, 15 touchdowns quietly, and John Carlson back in the lineup for them, gives them their full complement of receivers. And then you go to the other side of the ball for Notre Dame. It's the big three, Bo, Davis, and Doucette, the deepest and arguably the most physical receiving core they've seen all year long. Can't allow the 5-yard catch to turn into a long touchdown run, particularly early in the game. That would be devastating to Notre Dame.
All three LSU receivers you mentioned with over 50 receptions this season. One of the challenges for Notre Dame tonight, try and end an 8-game bowl losing streak. Lou Holtz led the Fighting Irish to their last bowl victory, the Cotton Bowl over Texas A&M back in 1994. Will Brady Quinn and the Fighting Irish leave Louisiana victorious as they take on the Fighting Tigers of LSU? The opening kickoff is next on Fox. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
We've definitely seen a softer side this week. You told us you wanted all your players to enjoy themselves. I watched you tell each and every one of them to have fun. The thought process being to lighten the load in their mind, facing a heavy burden on the field that LSU presents.
Well, I think what's happened is we've had a couple of big games where we come out really tight, too businesslike. So I just wanted to go out and have some fun and play a complimentary game, and I think when I do, I think we'll have a good night.
Hey, last day of the office for you and your quarterback. Preseason comments, pre-game comments here about Brady Quinn?
Well, I'll tell you what, Brady Quinn's been a pleasure to be around, and I know he's got one more big game left in him for Notre Dame, and he wants to go out with a win. So let's see if we can go out there and deliver tonight.
Thanks for the time. Have a great night.
Thanks, Jeannie. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, ranked number 11 in the country with a record of 10-2. As we take a look back at their 2006 season. The wide receivers, Jeff Samardzija and Raymond McKnight, combined for 26 touchdown receptions. The only losses suffered by the Fighting Irish at the hands of Michigan and USC. And the senior quarterback, Brady Quinn, now holds 36 school passing records. This season a career high and team record 35 touchdowns. And now here come the Tigers of Louisiana State University. LSU ranked 4th in the nation, record of 10-2. And their head coach, Les Miles, in his second season, is standing by downstairs with Jeannie Zalasko. Jeannie?
Les Miles, I got to thank you for the hospitality with this home field advantage, inviting everybody here. If you looked around, looked at all the purple and gold.
It's electric. Our team is wired. We look forward to playing, I promise you.
Let me ask you this. You said so much responsibility to the state of Louisiana. What would a big win here tonight as this game returns to the Dome mean to your program and to the state in general?
Our football team, the state are one. We need to lift our spirits tonight and get victory, I promise you.
Thank you, sir. Have a great game.
Thanks very much, Jeannie. The coin toss is coming up from Louisiana Superdome. LSU and Notre Dame next. Welcome back to the 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl. As we get set for the opening kickoff, time now for the coin toss. Our referee tonight from the Big 12 is Tom Walker.
Charlie White sitting at you. And one of the things he wants to get off to an early start, and they expect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midfield for the coin toss for tonight's game. The captain is for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, our number 9, Tom Zimikowski, number 10, Brady Quinn, and number 26, Travis Thomas. The captains for the LSU Tigers on the field, number 2, Jamarcus Russell, number 30, LaRon Landry, number 41, Chris Jackson. Referee Tom Walker from the Big 12.
Good evening, men. I'm Mr. Walker. This is Mr. Quick. And flipping the coin for tonight's game is Dennis Haysbert, star of the unit. Notre Dame, you're the visiting team. Here's the coin. We have a special coin tonight. The White House is heads. The American Eagle is tails. Captain, what's your call? Tails. Tails is the call, Tom. Mr. Haysbert. It is heads. LSU wins the toss, deferred. Won the ball, what goal do you want to defend?
So LSU has won the toss and has deferred. Now, when we spoke to Charlie Weiss, guys, about this exact situation earlier this week, Charlie said to us, I would always take the football. Why wouldn't you take the ball if you win the toss?
Yeah, it's all about offense with Charlie Weiss coming from New England. And the one thing he says is, why do I want to put my defense out there when you score with offense? So he said, of course you take the football.
Aggressive. You know, coaches are defined by who they coached under, and you look at Belichick, you look at Parcells. I think that's who Charlie Weiss is. He's an extension of those two coaches.
So Notre Dame will receive the opening kickoff in this 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl. The Sugar Bowl played for the first 39 years at Tulane Stadium, moved here to the Superdome in 1975, and then following Hurricane Katrina, moved to the Georgia Dome last year as West Virginia defeated Georgia back in the Superdome here tonight. And LSU head coach Les Miles has said frequently New Orleans is a city very close to his heart. It is only fitting that the Tigers are here playing in their record 13th Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, remarkable job he's done here, taking over for Nick Saban, and all the tragedy he had to deal with in his first year, Terry, here after Katrina. I think he's a remarkable football coach, and he's a guy that we've enjoyed spending time with this week.
And actually, people are actually saying, well, this isn't really his team. But let's understand one thing. He's the only coach at LSU to ever go out and beat Auburn, Alabama, and Florida in his first year as a head coach. So that's a pretty amazing accomplishment, Howie, if you think about it. Doggone good football coach.
The senior out of River Ridge, Louisiana, Chris Jackson, will get things started. He won 3 state titles here in the Superdome in high school. And he will kick off for LSU. David Grimes, George West back deep for Notre Dame. looking to break an 8-game bowl losing streak, and we are underway from the Louisiana Superdome as Grimes takes a knee. Notre Dame will start from their own 20. Led out onto the football field by senior quarterback Brady Quinn, who will make his 46th consecutive start. The leading passer in school history, holds 36 school records.
Yeah, I don't think there's a quarterback in the country, including Troy Smith at Ohio State, who's been under more of a microscope here. And it's important for this Notre Dame offense to get off to a fast start versus a fast starting LSU defense and offense.
And they start with an empty backfield. Darius Walker split to the left. He comes in motion. 3 wide receivers set. And Quinn throws it away.
Yeah,
under pressure from Charles Alexander.
Tried to work the double screen. And, you know, you have to keep this LSU defense, which is an extraordinary defense, Terry, off balance. How do you do that? Draws, traps, screens.
Exactly. And that was just, and actually that was a good call, but it was a tight end screen, Howie, to Carlson, who's back after missing the last 2 games of the season.
Walker, the lone back. McKnight split to the left. Samardzija to the right. Samardzija comes in motion. Quinn on 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun again. Pressure. Gets rid of it. And the catch is made by Darius Walker. And Walker takes it out to the 29-yard line, just shy of the marker, forced out of bounds after a gain of 9. As we check out the Notre Dame offensive line, this group has started all 13 games this season. The backs and receivers. Walker has rushed for over 1,000 yards. Samardzija with 70 receptions.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss thought that LSU was going to be aggressive defensively, and they brought Highsmith on the blitz up the middle. Nice read by Brady Quinn.
Travis Thomas, a starting linebacker, has checked in. He's in the backfield. Takes the handoff. Good effort by the LSU front. It will depend on the spot. They usually use Thomas on offense, Howie, in goal line situations.
Yeah, they tried to run a wham here with the tight end off the line, and they did a great job. They got the block, but Highsmith does a great job filling up in the hole, makes the read, makes the play.
And Thomas did pick up the first.
Notre Dame is actually, when in this football game, they are looking for the blitz. They expect LSU to man up on the outside because they feel like they don't respect their receivers and come with the blitz. Now they're off.
3 wide receivers. Draw to Walker. Gain of just 1 as he is tackled by the first-team All-American Glenn Dorsey, member of this terrific LSU defense. Bo Pelini, their coordinator. The linebackers, Beckwith, the second leading tackler for the Tigers. And in the secondary, another first-team All-American, the free safety, Ron Landry. 2 tight ends set, Carlson and Freeman. Walker in the backfield, Samardzija in motion. On 2nd and 10. Quinn with time. And the pass intended for Samardzija. Craig Steltz on the coverage.
Yeah, Steltz in for Daniels and replacement for him. And Charlie Weiss, another way you deal with this defense is you go max protection and you hope to get the matchups you want one-on-one.
Yeah, this ball was thrown way too late. Actually, Samardzija, when he broke, you could see that Steltz was sitting back about 8 yards, Howie. He cut the route down flat, and then Brady got to him a little bit too late, allowing Steltz to come in and knock the ball down.
And Howie, you mentioned Steltz starting for Jesse Daniels, one of 4 LSU players who will not play in the first half due to rules violations. 3rd down and 10.
Here they come again, blitz.
Fighting Irish have to get to the 40. And the pass to the outside is caught by Samardzija up at the 42 and a late flag. Gain of 12 and a first down.
If you get man-to-man coverage, with Brady Quinn and Samardzija. It's man for man. Corner jumps inside, a little sideline or O-cut, whatever you want to call it. All you need is time. Blitz comes.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 83. 15-yard penalty. Play resulted in a first down.
Yeah, there've been some jawing here early on. Samardzija and Jonathan Zenon, and that time, Terry, he drew Daniel Francis in the coverage, and that's a matchup they want. And I think the emotion of the game may be getting a little bit to Samardzija.
Here's the right there. There's the ball. Thank you. Take it. Hope you like it. Got me a first down.
That's surprising. That's surprising.
But you know, one of the things in talking to the Notre Dame players, they are a little bit tired. They feel like, you know, obviously there's mostly LSU fans are a little bit tired of this.
They don't have a chip on their shoulder.
Exactly. We don't have enough speed.
They've got a lumber yard on their shoulder.
We've been hearing about it for weeks, about the speed of LSU. First down, and now the end around to Samardzija. Cuts back to the right side.
Oh, LaRon Landry had this thing absolutely stone cold dead in the backfield. Sitting there coming on a delayed blitz from the outside, and there's the reverse, and then he hands it off, and there's Landry. Coming from the outside, number 30. There he is, free safety there. Look, hello, how you doing? Where you going? Nowhere. See you later. Back the other way.
Look at the block by Brady
effort.
Quinn. Did you see that block by Brady Quinn?
It's your last game. You haven't won a bowl game in 8 years. You block.
After all that, Samardzija got back to the line of scrimmage, nothing else. 2nd and 10, the draw. Darius Walker dances out to the 34. Marlon Favorite made the tackle, gain of 7, setting up a 3rd down and 3.
So we talked about how does Notre Dame keep this great defense off balance. What have we seen so far? We've seen a couple of draws. We've seen max protection. We've seen a reverse. We've seen a wham. That's a lot to see in the first series on defense. It gives this LSU defense a lot to think about.
You saw Ali Highsmith limp off to the LSU sidelines, replaced by Jason Spadoni. Notre Dame so far 2 for 2 on 3rd down. 3rd down and 3. And the pass is dropped by the tight end Marcus Freeman.
Yeah, they had what they wanted again. They had Chase Pittman matched up on Freeman. Freeman makes that catch. It looks like he has the opportunity to pick up the 1st down.
This is another blitz, and what it was this time is a delayed safety blitz. If you see blitzes by LSU, you're getting single coverage on the receivers, and that's where, you know, LSU actually thinks that that's to their benefit, Howie. We can run with these guys, therefore they will continue to blitz.
So now Jeff Price back at his own 21. Craig Buster Davis in single safety for LSU. It's a fake.
Oh, baby.
Did not fool LSU as Curtis Taylor came up to make the tackle.
Well, you know, you got to admire. We're in a bowl. We haven't won one at Notre Dame in 8 years. Obviously, Coach Weiss saw something in the tapes that said, we can do this. But obviously, LSU said, no, you cannot.
So Travis Thomas, who picked up a 1st down earlier in the drive, looked to take it up the middle, but was stopped shy. Now LSU with terrific field position.
That's Charlie Weiss. As we talked about, he's an aggressive play caller.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Howie. I don't think I would have done that. Not on your own 30-yard line.
DeMarcus Russell on 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 35, looking for early Doucette, who goes up and makes the catch inside the Notre Dame 5-yard line. A 31-yard pass play.
This is a wonderful throw. I think one thing that DeMarcus Russell's wishing that he had done was not put so much air in the ball. Top right of your screen, play action, hold the linebacker. Now Doucette to the corner. This ball was laid way up in the air, and Doucette had to actually get up off the ground to make the catch, or it would have been knocked out. DeMarcus could have thrown this ball a lot harder.
So it was late for early.
Hey, that's good. I like that.
And now Keelan Williams takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
We talked about LSU, fast starters. This is not, I think, the way that Notre Dame was hoping the game would start. Took a big chance.
Nope. Charlie Weiss told us he did not want to come here and get down 14 points. And it's his decision to go for fourth down that failed for the Irish that gave LSU this opportunity to score.
Colt David for the point after. So LSU takes advantage of the Notre Dame gamble, the fake punt. Keelan Williams into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU.
All right, here, this is, you're going to see this is right in the center here. You're going to see this thing work right there in the slot. That's about the ugliest mess I've ever seen. Back to the corner. Bo hooks up, pulls the linebacker. Safety sits on the hash mark, and you can see way too much air in the ball. Notice how high it is. Jacob Hester, the fullback, he went out in the flat. He pulled the corner up. Safety was caught on an island inside or outside. They went outside with it. Nice job.
Justin Vincent with a great block on the pickup there to give Jamarcus Russell the opportunity to make that throw.
And LSU now outscoring their opponents in the first quarter, 129-20. As Grimes takes it out for the Fighting Irish, and he is stopped just shy of the 20-yard line by Jacob Cotrera. So Charlie Weiss gambled after a 10-play drive. 10 plays, only 14 yards. The fake punt did not pick up the first down. And then it takes LSU only 2 plays. And Charlie told us how I expect LSU to go for the jugular early.
Yeah, they go for the jugular early, and LSU has outscored its opponents in the first quarter this year, 122-20. And what Notre Dame wants to avoid is becoming one-dimensional, putting the entire game on Brady Quinn's shoulders against this front 4, front 6 of LSU.
Quinn and the Fighting Irish start from their own 20. Quick out to Samardzija, his second catch, and he gains 8 out to the 28-yard line. Forced out of bounds by LaRon Landry.
Nice job. You can't run this play if in fact the corners are up tight. Notice the corner's sitting off. Now you throw the little quick hitch out to Samardzija. Then McKnight gets the block, frees up Samardzija outside. Nice pickup, 8 yards.
Great block by Raymond McKnight.
McKnight now split to the left. Samardzija to the right. Darius Walker, the lone back, 2nd and 2 from the 28. And this pass is behind McKnight.
Yeah, breakdown in communications there.
You know, Brady Quinn, when he goes up to the line of scrimmage, what they actually do, Charlie Weiss calls out a number, 5:27. They send that in. He looks at his wristband and he runs it. Sometimes he calls the wrong. He did admit. Sometimes he calls wrong. That was a misread between he and the wide receiver.
Brady Quinn saw the corner blitz. Raymond McKnight didn't. He should have adjusted.
Exactly.
His route.
Now on 3rd and 2. Quinn looking for Samardzija. Incomplete.
They had him. Another way to keep this LSU defense off balance is to move the pocket.
Now late flag has come in. Tom Walker, our referee.
Holding on the defense, number 52. 10-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Ryan Willis.
Ryan Willis, a backup defensive lineman, a senior from right here in New Orleans.
Yeah, they tried to move the pocket on that play with the fullback sealing a defensive end inside. Another way to keep them off balance. Yeah, you can see Raymond McKnight being tackled.
83 Samardzija, yeah, it's inside, squared up, hit him, bumped him, knocked him out. Could have thrown the penalty actually on Zenon if you wanted to.
So a 1st and 10 from the 38. Walker up the middle, found a hole, and gained 7 out to the 45-yard line.
This is a good recognition. You know, if you're sitting here watching this game, there's just blitz after blitz. Another safety blitz coming up late from the outside, and Walker saw it, made his cut back to the inside.
Yeah, Walker's surprising back. I mean, he has over 1,000 yards rushing. He's not a guy that wows you, but he's good on the draws, good on the traps, the whams.
Kevin
Good
Falk.
job for them. Yeah.
Charlie Weiss said he reminds me a lot of Kevin Falk up at New England, who, by the way, played at LSU.
That's right. Second down and 3.
Got it.
Quinn to the air. Again looking for Samardzija. Craig Stelz on the coverage.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised right now, given they didn't come with the blitz. You say, can this offensive line hold up with this big, talented defensive line? Glenn Dorsey, Favorite, Chase Pittman, Tyson Jackson, very gifted. That time they had the protection. He had Samardzija.
Yeah, he just kind of countered, got the linebackers a little bit crossroad, but he had Samardzija once again open on a crossing route. I mean, wide open.
2 tight ends for Notre Dame. Third down and 3. They have to get to the 48. And that pass intended for McKnight. Dorsey got a piece of it.
Well, depending upon your perspective, Chevis Jackson did a pretty good job on McKnight at the line of scrimmage. And that's the one thing that both Blaney and this defense talked about, is we're going to show them more press coverage. We're going to be up on these wide receivers more than they've seen all season long.
Jeff Price back at his own 31. Remember, Notre Dame attempted the fake in the earlier punt situation. This time, Price kicks it away. Good kick. Davis lets it go. He put a little too much on it, bounces into the end zone. So LSU will start on their own 20, a 55-yard punt, but a net of only 35. As we take a look at the Tigers and the Fighting Irish, LSU won their last national title here 3 years ago. Billy Cannon, 1959, their only Heisman winner. Notre Dame with 7, including Tim Brown back in 1987, who joined Chris and Jimmy on our set. Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Down on the field.
Popular guy.
Wearing the colors of LSU. Early Doucette. His second catch, gained 6, late hit, 2 flags.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like
personal foul on the defense, number 18, laid it out of bounds. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And you saw Charlie Weiss letting the seniors Shinadum and Duquay know that he was not pleased.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic for those two guys. Samardzija with the penalty early and Duquay with the penalty now. Charlie Weiss wanting his team to play looser than they did in last year's Fiesta Bowl. I don't know if he wanted them to play that loose.
Two guys looking for their first bowl victory, Samardzija and Duquay, costing the Fighting Irish. Empty backfield. Everybody out. Pass deflected. And Zibikowski could not hang on off the fingertips of Dwayne Bowe.
A little quick slant to the left of your screen. Ball pops up in the air out of Bowe's hands. Zibikowski, strong safety. And you talk about a guy, you're looking at number 9, the strong safety for the Irish. A guy that's had enough of people talking about we don't match up, we don't have the speed. Definitely has a real chip on his shoulder.
Lumberyard.
You think so?
Yeah.
2nd and 10, some trickery from the Tigers as Buster Davis takes it across midfield. Stopped about 2 yards shy of a first down.
You know, these things are really cool to watch. They're a lot of fun. And as athletes, as receivers, you like doing them, but you want to make sure you got people chasing you before you start running these reverses.
Yeah, Buster Davis is probably the fastest of the big 3 for LSU. And obviously they were looking for him to break one there, and Notre Dame did a pretty good job.
Brandon LaFell's coming in now, number 1, a small guy, absolutely can fly. Even Charlie Weiss was telling us this is a guy we've really got to keep our eye on. Number 1, splanked out right for LSU.
What a surprise, another Tiger with speed. Russell to early Doucette, his favorite target here in the first quarter on Doucette's 3rd reception He picks up 6 yards and an LSU first down. Who's throwing the football for the Tigers? Junior Jamarcus Russell. He stands 6'6", and he completes over 68% of his pass attempts.
I mean, this is a big man. So on the pregame show, I was standing on the field with, truly is 6'6". He even looks taller. This is not one of those things you see in the press guide. He truly is 6'6".
And truly 260. Russell on first down. And it's taken down to the 31 by Craig Davis. Gain of 12. And another Tigers first down. When you talk to players and coaches on the other side from Notre Dame, they compare Russell to Dante Culpepper. Used to play in Minnesota, now in Miami.
He doesn't like that comparison. I see him more as a bigger Doug Williams.
He's just big. That's that's what the comparison's all about. He likens himself more to who? Randall Cunningham.
We all think we're a little faster, a little more athletic.
I'm like Joe Namath, and you're probably, who are you like?
Joe Green.
You're Joe Green.
5-yard penalty, still first down.
How about you, Kenny? Who do you liken yourself to?
Randall Cunningham.
There you go.
Yeah.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Well, I can tell you this, the two guys you want to get off the bus first if you're LSU is Herman Johnson and Jamarcus Russell. Two pretty impressive guys. I honestly think you could see Herman Johnson from the space shuttle. Obviously not here in the Superdome, but if you get him outside, we'd have to check with NASA. He is enormous.
Listed at 6'7", 339, the starting left guard. Following the penalty, 1st and 15. Russell out of the shotgun, takes off a la Culpepper, a la Cunningham, and he is brought down at the 14-yard line by Ndukwe after a gain of 22 yards.
Now this is nice stuff. And one of the things Russell started doing at the end of the season, the last 4 games especially, was the fact that he started to run. Notice a little setup, made everyone think, oh, I'm going to throw it. Linebackers take 1 step back, allowing the lineman to get on him, and then there's your quarterback draw.
And how wide open was the middle of that field?
260 pounds coming in.
Depending upon breakfast. He says he's 256.
Yeah, 218.
This is Justin Vincent, and he takes it down to the 11-yard line. Vincent, the Sugar Bowl MVP as a freshman when LSU won the national title.
Well, the SEC championship MVP in his freshman year, and also the national championship game MVP. And he's a guy that's battled with injuries. He's been a big contributor on special teams. We saw him in that first series with a big block, enabling Jamarcus Russell to get the ball off. He's a good kid, a good story. Met his mom Lily down here. She's a great gal.
Jacob Hester, the fullback, in front of Vincent. Off the play fake. Russell looking end zone. He throws. Touchdown, Dwayne Bowe.
Strong safety Zibikowski came on a blitz to the outside. He comes on a blitz to the outside. Automatically, Russell saw him coming up late. Then you get the technique, set down to the outside, help to the inside, too late. And Ndukwe there, sitting back too far. All Bo did was come underneath him. Come off the ball, one is outside, safety goes over the top. You go back inside, nice job. Blitz to the outside, single free. Guy in the middle.
Colt David adds the extra point. New school record, 12th receiving touchdown of the season for Dwayne Bowe. And the 23rd time these two have combined for a touchdown. 14-0 Tigers. Welcome back to New Orleans. Dramatic overhead shots of tonight's All-State Sugar Bowl provided by the DLP Ultimate Picture Cam. DLP is the official HD TV of the BCS on Fox. DLP, it's amazing. It's the mirrors. Brady Quinn, Charlie Weiss, Notre Dame Fighting Irish trailing LSU here in the first quarter, 14-0.
I got a feeling that we're going to see Brady settle in. He looks like he's a little bit, too excited right now. Too many passes going high. He's going to settle down because there are some holes open in this LSU secondary.
David Grimes takes a knee. Quinn and the Fighting Irish will start from their own 20.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's not the way you want to start. We talked about that wide receiving core from LSU, and we've seen some wide receiver screens. We've seen 2 or 3 of those, and Bo is such a gifted receiver and beats the double coverage there. Probably the most physical receiver. He's the guy that if you're going to run the ball across the middle on a route, he's the guy to do it. 223 pounds. You talk about physically impressive. We watch him in practice and said, wow. Looks like James Lofton, only 15 pounds bigger.
What did we say to one another?
Don't say wow.
We weren't going to say wow, but that's our first
That's
wow.
what I said to
him.
him.
And I have yet to use the telestrator. I got to get this thing going to really.
Well, if you use that telestrator properly, I'll say wow.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Hey, I had it earlier and it wouldn't come on. I want the folks to know I'm going to draw this stuff up after a while.
When's your birthday, Terry?
When is my birthday? September 2nd.
We'll get you an Etch-a-Sketch to practice.
Thank you.
From the 20 on first down. Quinn can't find anyone. And he's taken down back at the 9-yard line by Luke Sanders, his second sack of the season.
Wow. I want you to notice what made this play busted up is this gentleman right here, number 6. What is with this telestrator? Running out, comes on the blitz, pulls off of the blitz, and picks up the throwback screen. Stelz is a guy that's in for Jesse Daniels, who has been actually benched for the first half, we know, of this game. Outstanding job by this young guy. You see the telestrator?
Keep practicing, Terry. We'll get it by the second half.
I'm losing
You're doing great. No, I'm not.
Second down at 20 following the sack. Walker, a couple of nice moves, and he gets back out to the 21. Across the original line of scrimmage prior to the sack. Gain of 11. Daniel Francis made the tackle. So a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Fighting Irish, who already trailed 14-0.
Yeah, they tried to set that last play up, which you just drew up on the telestrator. So well. A little earlier when they bootleg Brady Quinn and they seal the defensive end in and they threw the ball that side, but then they tried to throw the ball back, and LSU did a great job of recognition.
2 tight ends set. Notre Dame needs the 30-yard line for a first down. From the shotgun, Quinn to Walker out of the backfield in a foot race with Sanders, and he picks up the first down and more. Darius Walker all the way out to the 42-yard line. Gain of 21 as the Fighting Irish move the chains.
They double up the wide receivers. They went press coverage on them. They had a man over top. And the one guy that got singled out of the backfield was Walker. Man for man on the linebackers. Nice move by Walker, number 3 in your screen. Ball is snapped, checks, goes down. Sanders picks him up. Notice to the inside, he's got him beat right off the bat. Boy, that's a great call.
Darius Walker, 3rd in the nation coming into this game. 54 receptions out of the backfield. Samardzija, penalty flag.
It's like a face mask.
Gain of 3 on the penalty yardage will be added on.
That's the thing about Samardzija. You don't realize how big he is. He's all of 6'4", 6'5", rangy.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 21, automatic, first down.
Chevis Jackson grabbed the face mask.
Look how long he is. He gets that stiff arm out. Chevis Jackson tries to drag him down, gets the flag. But Samardzija is a very physical runner. He's deceptive. He's deceptively fast because he's a long strider, and he's physical and he's long. His arms are long, his legs are long.
So
Tough to bring down.
So you're saying he's
long.
He's long. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Howie.
Well, long.
Long. There you go.
That arm, guys, can also throw strikes.
Yeah, they said they've clocked him at 98.
3:23 remaining, first quarter. Notre Dame in LSU territory for the first time. And now we highlight Ray Rice, candidate for the singular All-America Player of the Year. The Rutgers running back rushed for 1,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, leading his team to a win over Kansas State in the Texas Bowl. To vote for Ray Rice or any other candidates, text 87654 on your singular wireless phone. Quinn with loads of time. Could not find the one downfield. And gains 4 down to the 36-yard line.
Good ball handling by Brady Quinn. Single back set, 2 tight ends now. Freeman 87 on your left and Colson on your right. Play action, fake the reverse. We've seen him run it twice. You have to respect it. No pass rush. But everyone's covered. Samardzija, there it is, in motion. Fake the dive, fake the reverse. No help.
Another way to keep that LSU defense off balance.
3 wide receivers on 2nd and 6. The give to Walker. And Walker takes it down to the 32. Setting up a 3rd down and 2.
You know, I got a feeling that when we talked to Charlie Weiss, he was talking about he can't wait to see these blitzes. He can't wait to see all these things that LSU's going to throw at him. But but his reverses seem to be the plays that he thought would be the big explosion for him, and so far it hasn't worked for him, Howie.
Well, the protection's been better than I thought it would be, though. Really?
Yeah, well, the blitzes have been late. They haven't. We've only seen one early blitz.
Now a 3rd down and 2, and Darius Walker picks up the 1st down, takes it inside the 25, brought down by Gary Beckwith after a gain of 7. Well, Charlie told us LSU has very few weaknesses, but I like to exploit weaknesses.
Yeah, well, you know, he kind of caught them off guard here with a weak side run. And, you know, as we mentioned, Darius Walker, you know, you kind of forget about him. You forget about him. There's Bo Pelini, defensive coordinator for LSU, who's done such a great job for them this year. And Darius Walker picks up 5, he picks up 4, he picks up 6. He's a functional running back for them.
Samardzija comes in motion. 1st and 10 from the LSU 24. Quinn looking for David Grimes, and Grimes makes the catch for the touchdown. A spectacular catch by Grimes.
You know, in a perfect world, you don't make that toss. You don't throw that football. You don't even think about throwing it. But Brady Quinn, last game, quarterbacking the Fighting Irish, finds David Grimes. 2 guys on him, lays it out there, goes up, makes the grab.
Carl Joyen for the extra point. Samardzija is the holder. The Fighting Irish have pulled to within 7.
Sitting out here on Jackson, Chivas Jackson goes inside. Chivas Jackson goes, Grimes goes down, out, and up. Now there's your throw. Great coverage. Actually, Jackson comes off. Landry comes over. He recognizes what's happening, but this is just a great job by the receiver going up. There he is, makes the adjustment in the air, makes the catch.
Yeah, they like to work him deep. He's the guy that caught that falling down catch versus UCLA early in the year that set up the game-winning TD.
Charlie Weiss got what he wants now. Remember, he said, we don't want to wait till halftime to make adjustments. We're going to make them on the fly.
He learned that from Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick.
Yeah. This is a team that's been behind a number of times this year. They've been behind at the end of the 1st quarter in 5 games this year, and they've come back in 3 of them. Of course, they lost the USC game rather, in the Michigan game.
Well, you never know. You know, games like this, bowl games, kids are excited. You get a few breaks, you get down. It only takes something like a great catch by David Grimes to kind of get you know, it just kind of goes through the whole team. Now we'll see how this defense of the Irish responds now.
Burley Doucette on the return from the 5. Doucette taken down as he crossed the 20. Aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by Budweiser Select. The 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl. We come to you from the Louisiana Superdome. The first Sugar Bowl took place back on New Year's Day 1935 at Tulane Stadium as Tulane beat the Temple Owls.
Were you in the stands that day?
1935.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know who coached Temple in that game?
Who?
Pop Warner.
You're kidding. Did you play Pop Warner?
Yes, I did.
I couldn't make weight.
I couldn't. Your head was boy's head's too big. Couldn't make weight.
I think it was 120 at the time.
I don't know what it was. I bet your kids couldn't play either, could they? Kyle couldn't play.
No.
Chris couldn't play Pop Warner. Too big.
Well, perhaps Terry was not at that first Sugar
that
Bowl.
was a shot. You
at
guys
Tulane
are taking
Stadium.
a shot at me. That's all right.
No,
I don't care.
I'm ready to go the other way, Terry. I was about to mention that you played in the last game ever at Tulane Stadium, Super Bowl IX.
Oh.
There's a little piece of history.
They knocked it down right after. January 1975.
What do you got to say for yourself?
Couldn't get any better than that. It couldn't get any better. Knock it down.
Knock it down.
The way you played that game.
Win the game and then knock it down.
That's it.
So he wasn't there in 35, but he was there in 75.
Joe Green.
There, look at this.
Look at my man.
Look
What a stud.
I mean, am I chiseled or
What
what?
a stud.
Look at that. Rifle, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Long blonde locks flowing. We're number one thing there. That's good. I like that.
Terry's first Super Bowl, January 12th, 1975. Last game ever at the original Sugar Bowl site, Tulane Stadium. On first down, Justin Vincent. Vincent all the way out to the 34 before he was tackled by Terrell Lambert. Gain of 13 for Vincent.
Early Doucette on the run back. That's David Bruton right there pulling him down. This is where he got hurt. Had to leave the football. Got a leg.
That tackle might be illegal at the next level.
Doucette replaced by Brandon LaFell. LaFell in the slot. Hester shifting. Russell off the play fake. In trouble. Ball comes loose. And it's recovered by Travis Lightgo of Notre Dame.
You know, one of the things we talked about is Jamarcus Russell's size. 6'6", 256 pounds. Now that's a good thing and a bad thing. When is it bad? When you try to hang on to that ball, you think you can make a throw with people draped on you. I've seen it time and time again.
Biamiri actually forces him to step up. Lightgo comes in. Ball's popped out, but you're right, Howie. Big man, you got to protect that ball. You pull it in. Sometimes you have to give up on plays, throw it away, or just go down and live the fight another day. But once again, the defense for Notre Dame did rise to the occasion. Grimes gets him the touchdown, now the turnover.
Lambert, the sack, Lightgo, the recovery. 1st and 10 from the LSU 21. As the first quarter comes to an end, the Tigers jumped out quickly, took a 14-0 lead, touchdowns on their first 2 possessions, but the Fighting Irish storming back. We'll be back in New Orleans after this. Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome. LSU leading Notre Dame 14-7. A look at the deficits after 15 minutes in the 3 games for the Fighting Irish against top 10 opponents. This the closest they've been. Quinn over the top off the hand of Walker.
We've seen a number of those balls tonight where, you know, he's had time. Offensive line, gone max protection, 1 tight end in, 2 tight ends in, fullback. He's had time to make the throw. The throw is there. It's either a little high or it's dropped.
Now 2nd and 10. Notre Dame looking to capitalize on the Jamarcus Russell turnover. Walker looks to turn the corner. Forced out of bounds by Landry at the 16-yard line after picking up 5.
Yeah, Walker showing a nice burst, Terry, to the outside. Nothing there, and bounces it out.
Yeah, they brought everybody inside, flex tight end, safeties came up, corners came up, and it looked like they took away all the gaps. A nice job by Walker of trying to go off guard, then just took it flat, Howie, and just turned on the afterburners and got outside.
Much has been made of the speed disparity. Showed some speed there.
42 yards on 7 carries for Walker. Two tight ends, 3rd down and 5. Quinn lofting it up for Samardzija. Jonathan Zenon on the coverage.
Samardzija lost that football. He was looking but could not find it. Blitz came top of your screen, so it's man the coverage on the side. On the bottom here, Zenon, watch. He never saw the ball. He's looking back for it, but he never saw the ball.
Well, the sad part is neither one of them saw the ball, and that's the matchup they really wanted.
That's what they wanted, man-to-man coverage. Look at Brady. Turn around, get your hands up. You have a touchdown.
Samardzija will stay on the field. He will hold for Carl Joya. They were high school teammates, Samardzija and Joya. 34-yard attempt. It is wide to the right. So the LSU lead remains 14-7 early, 2nd quarter. Guys, it was 4th and 5 from the LSU 16. Were you surprised Charlie Weis did not go for it on 4th down?
Well, he was backed up on his own 35-yard line and he went for it. Why not when you're going in to score? This is a bowl game. This is where you want to have fun with your kids. Give them a shot, man. Listen, give them a chance to make a touchdown.
Inside handoff to Keelan Williams. And Williams takes it across the 30, carrying Zibikowski with him for an LSU 1st down.
Yeah, they came into this game 19 for 32, and obviously they went for it on 4th down today. Now 19 for 33, it converted 59% of their 4th down conversions. So much of who we are as players is who we played under, and so much of who people are as coaches, who they coached under. Bill Belichick, #1 in the NFL and going for it success-wise in the NFL.
4 receivers set, 1st and 10 from the 31, nearly picked off by Ndukwe.
And I mean, he read this play perfectly. You've seen this formation early, 3 wide. That's the little wide screen, but number 19, Ndukwe, comes up on the outside, see him running up, saw the play, diagnosed it, went after it, should have picked it off, could have taken it on in.
Smart by Ndukwe, because it looks like the ball might have been thrown behind Russell, which would have been a lateral. And Ndukwe does a nice job. Why take a chance? You never know.
And Ndukwe, a high school teammate of Brady Quinn. They met each other in junior high school back in the 8th grade in Dublin, Ohio. On 2nd and 10, Russell looking for Williams. Derek Landry got a hand on it. 3rd and 10 coming up. We check in downstairs with Jeannie.
Well, the LSU defense has Notre Dame on their heels, but you should see what the Tigers team is doing to their training staff. Ali Highsmith hurt his ankle. They thought they removed the tape and realized it was just a tape job problem, so they retaped that left ankle. He's back in there. And then you guys showed the injury to wide receiver Early Doucette. Guys, that is a bruised knee. He's fine. He said, I'm getting back to work.
All right, thanks, Jeannie. 3rd down and 10. 3 wide receivers for LSU. Russell steps up, spins, and is brought down at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Zibikowski came on the blitz, and Jamarcus Russell, we talked about his size, and he ran right through Zibikowski, but they were able to get him on the ground short of the 1st down.
Coming up top left of your screen. Good timing there. Good job of coverage downfield. You're talking about, well, speed. I'll tell you what, Notre Dame's doing a pretty good job, Howie, and manning up on these receivers for LSU.
First punt for Chris Jackson. Zibikowski back deep. He has 3 career punt return touchdowns, including 1 this season against North Carolina. Calls for the fair catch at the 20-yard line. 46-yard punt by Jackson. Notre Dame offense back out onto the field, trailing by 7. This Sunday, it's the NFC wildcard game on Fox as the New York Giants, coming off a victory over the Washington Redskins on Saturday night, travel to Philadelphia. Giants and the Eagles, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on Fox. Charlie Weiss, a former assistant under Bill Parcells with the New York Giants. 1st and 10, 21-yard line. Quinn with time. And the pass is caught by Rema McKnight, his first reception of the game. And Charlie put to bed this week the recent rumors about a possible return should the Giants make a coaching change. His son, Charlie Jr., is in the 8th grade. And Charlie said yesterday, I intend to be at Notre Dame until Charlie Jr. graduates.
Yeah, you know, he said at one time, you know, obviously that was a dream of his, but that time has come and gone, and Notre Dame has described his buyout and his contract as Herculean. From the cartoons and movies I've seen, that's pretty strong.
8 years remaining on that 10-year deal. Penalty markers prior to the snap on 2nd and 2.
Ball start on the offense. Number 68, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's on the left tackle, Ryan Harris, making his 45th consecutive start today.
Brady, you're looking at that wristband. Want to make sure he gets the right play call. That was pretty funny, wasn't it? Yeah. Talking about call the wrong number.
Well, he said sometimes when he doesn't like the play, he says, maybe I got a little dinged on that last play. I thought you said 30, not 32.
Let's see what play they run here. It's the draw, Darius Walker. And a penalty marker as Walker took it out to the 26-yard line.
Could be another face mask. Could be another face mask.
The signal from Tom Walker.
Number 99, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
That's on Marlon Favorite.
Did a nice job, got off the block, but got a little bit too much of that face mask. Here you see him coming in. Oh yeah, no doubt. That's an easy call.
Get a penalty, you get pulled.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
We've seen that furrowed brow on Les Miles' face. Oh. Don't want to disappoint him.
2nd down and 1. 1st down, Darius Walker. Dragged out of the 36-yard line by Craig Stelz.
If you're going to go wide, one of the things you have to be able to do is seal down. You need to seal everybody to the inside. Nice job by Carlson, number 89, the tight end, pulling down, hands up. No one gets off. Look, just goes down.
You know what they've done a nice job of is Walker's done a nice job. These plays that he's getting wide on are designed to go in the A and the B gap, and he's bouncing it outside, showing a surprising burst.
Now, A and B gap for our
A and B gap
would be
guard, center, guard, tackle. A, B, that's the C.
Is there a D?
Well, that's real wide.
Like bench?
Yeah, that would be over by Charlie Weiss.
Oh, Walker took it out to the 45, gain of 7. I wonder if there's an A and the B gap up in the band section.
I don't know. You know, we've seen these two schools have great bands. We had an opportunity to watch them a little bit before the game, and you know, it's a big part of college football. I enjoy.
Was it you that were you telling me that if you played an instrument, it would be the flute?
Yeah.
Is that what it?
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
No. Well, maybe a little problem.
2nd down and 3. Here's Walker. And Walker fights his way across the 46. What about you, Terry? What instrument would you play?
I was a trumpet guy. Yeah, and now I play the guitar. Gut string. You know what that is, Kenny?
What's that?
The gut string. Okay, good.
Now, the biggest question, Terry, that I've heard all week.
We just lost the entire Northeast. The gut string.
The gut string.
All right, whatever.
Now, the biggest question I've heard, Terry, asked of you this week, why did you not go to LSU?
Well, you know, it's kind of embarrassing, but I couldn't pass the ACT test. I mean, that's pretty much it. I signed with LSU, but I couldn't pass the test.
They wanted you.
Wasn't a test guy. If he's open, I throw it to him. That's pretty easy to me.
Raymond McKnight is open. Quinn gets it to him. And McKnight takes it into Tigers territory.
This is fun stuff here. Cornerback is off. You get a cornerback off, not a problem. Just drive off, push him, turn around, little 5-yard hitch route. That's, it's nice. If he's pressuring you, gets up in there, now you can do your fade routes, push off, come inside, but that's nice. Here comes your blitz to the outside. That's Jackson. Sees the blitz, turns around, corner is off, 5 yards. Nice
Great
stuff.
Great read by Brady Quinn.
Second down and 3. Samardzija in the slot. Grimes split to the right. They keep it on the ground with Walker. Not much. Gabe just Walker.
I want to go back to that blitz again and tell you that one of the things that Charlie Weiss did do for his quarterback is that Brady Quinn has, every time he gets to the line of scrimmage, he has the option. If he sees blitz, anytime he wants to, he can change everything and audible to it. No one will ask any questions about it. And matter of fact, he encourages him every play. If you see it, take the shot.
Yeah, the first thing that really shocked Charlie Weiss when he got to Notre Dame was Brady Quinn's ability to absorb the offense in a short span of time. Very impressed with that.
Third down and 2. Notre Dame has to get to the 44. And McKnight able to pull it in.
What a grab.
Wow. Zenon all over Raymond McKnight. He deflected it and then made the catch for a first down.
This is a hard throw to just out. Ball's down low. Ball's behind McKnight. Reaches back, pulls it in. Ball back, ball goes up. There's the tackle. Great. I mean, this is great concentration. Nice catch. Coach, are you happy? There you go. Jeez. There you are. He's happy.
Notre Dame on the move. They trailed 14-0. It's now 14-7. First and 10 from the Tigers 38. Off the play fake. Quinn going deep for Samardzija. And the pass is intercepted.
Zenon.
Jonathan Zenon, his 4th pick of the season. The first Notre Dame turnover. Zenon with the pick. Welcome back. A reminder, in college football, the replay officials upstairs review every play, and they are taking a look at this one.
There comes your delayed blitz. There comes Sanders, the middle linebacker, inside. Now, LaRon Landry, free safety's reading the eyes, but it's man-to-man on the outside to Samardzija. There's Zenon right there. Does he make the catch? Now, the question is, this is being reviewed. Did the ball touch the ground? Did he make a clean interception? There he goes up, takes it down.
Did he have possession?
Right.
Yeah.
When he rolls over, his arm.
Pass was incomplete.
Yeah.
It'll be second down and 10 on the 38.
So no interception for Zenon. Quinn and the Notre Dame offense will return to the field.
Well, you wanted aggressive play calling. That's aggressive play calling. Jonathan Zenon's a guy that Notre Dame talked about, Samardzija talked about. That was the guy they were going to work on. Chevis Jackson is probably their best corner.
See how I'm not real sure. His forearm was under that ball.
No,
I'm not real sure he did not, that he made that interception.
He didn't show me that he had gained possession of the football before he hit the ground.
All right, let's look. He's on the.
That's not a good angle.
Well, not here.
We need that end zone angle.
But see the arm?
Yeah.
See the arm underneath the ball? That ball never touched the ground there.
And that's coming from a member of the quarterback fraternity.
That's right. Skill guy.
Shame on you, Terry.
I'm sorry.
So a reprieve for the Fighting Irish. Walker gains a couple.
All right, let's look at it one more time. Then we're going to leave it alone. Samardzija's up. Zenon comes over. Does he have possession? Put down the ball. Where does the ball touch the ground? He rolls over. This is where they thought the ball had touched the ground, but the ball was laying on his forearm. I don't believe it ever touched the ground. But that's just me. Obviously, you disagree, right?
No. You and about 60,000 others in this building.
Wow. You're right.
Well, there's.
Well, they cannot look at it again, of course, because Notre Dame ran another play. We are told the scoreboard time is incorrect, so the officials getting together to discuss it.
You know, we talked about Samardzija in our opening and his ability to go up and get the football because of his size and great hands, and Quinn's confidence in him, Terry, to throw the ball up even when it appears that he's locked in
Checking
cover.
the function of the clock.
Yeah, I agree with that, but so many times we read in the paper 60-yard touchdown pass, 70-yard touchdown pass. Those balls do not travel that far in the air. And that pass, unlike Jamarcus Russell earlier when he threw the ball and put too much air on it, this pass was late. This pass should have been thrown a lot sooner. And once again, not quite as much air on it. In other words, don't throw it so high.
Notre Dame's all-time leader in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdown catches. 11 touchdown receptions this season, a school record 15 last year for the senior out of Valparaiso, Indiana.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss compares him to Ed McCaffrey, the old Denver Bronco, New York Giant, with more speed. You know, Ed McCaffrey, I was a big fan of his. Very physical receiver. I don't think Samardzija is as physical as Ed McCaffrey, but has similar hands and the ability to go up and get the football. He's long, he's athletic.
That's a quick guy, though. You know, as a defensive back, I'm sure one of the problems with tall receivers is you don't realize in looking at tape just how fast they really are. Samardzija on tape for a tall man at 6'5" is very quick. In other words, his legs are really moving. He's not.
He doesn't look quick, but when we look at film, if that corner's off, he's on that corner, but he doesn't look like he's getting there fast. Long strider.
And he has a decision ahead of him. Will he play football at the next level? Will he play baseball? Will he try both?
Yeah, he says he's going to try both. And I think he's got a bonus package every time he checks into.
There's a malfunction of the clock. It stopped running. We ran off 8 seconds, and we should be set at 7:47.
Samardzija, drafted in the 5th round by the Chicago Cubs, played A-ball out in Boise, drove 1,700 miles, got in his car this summer, drove 1,700 miles out to Boise. Had a chance recently to meet the new manager of the Cubs, our former colleague at Fox, Lou Piniella.
Yeah, I think he said he's got 4 pitches, 2 variations on the fastball.
Samardzija lined up in the slot, 3rd down and 8. Fighting Irish have to get to the 28. Empty backfield.
Blitz.
Everybody out. Quinn in trouble. And this time it's picked off legally by Zenon. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And Jonathan Zenon comes up with the interception.
Yeah, Ali Highsmith on the blitz. That's a ball Brady Quinn, I think, needs to throw away.
Exactly. Every time they go empty backfield, LSU has a blitz for it. Here comes straight up the center. There's Highsmith, number 7, forcing Quinn out of the pocket. And Brady knows that you just don't do this. You don't, not against this team or any team. Go ahead and just throw it out of bounds. You're outside the tackle pocket. Just let it go.
Only the 6th interception thrown by Brady Quinn this season in 451 pass attempts. From the 42, play action. Jamarcus Russell to a wide open Dwayne Bowe. And Bowe lost the football, but he was ruled down.
Play action, hold the linebacker, allows Bowe to go down 15, 18 yards. Plenty of time to throw zone coverages. There it is, big hole. Got them all clustered up here, Howie. Step up, there you go. Big old hole down there. Nice job by Jamarcus Russell there and finding Bowe in a deep end.
Yeah, LSU does a great job of picking up the blitz, gives Jamarcus Russell time, finds Bowe dragging across the field. Bowe, big, physical, gifted receiver.
Now, Bowe was ruled down by contact, which is not reviewable.
Notre Dame is challenging the ruling on the field of the player being down.
Now, Walt Anderson is in the booth with us, supervisor of officials in the Big 12, and Walt telling us that that cannot be challenged because Bo was ruled down by contact.
Who would know better, right?
We trust Walt.
Absolutely.
Walt keeping us honest.
By rule, Notre Dame's challenge of the previous play is not allowed. The ball is ruled dead in the field of play. The play stands. First down.
As we said prior to break, down by contact, not reviewable.
I tell you what, Terry, I love Walt. I love Walt. Take him off next Christmas list for that towel. Put him down for a VCR.
So from the 29, Russell to the outside, and the catch is made by Jacob Hester, and Terry is excited about that.
Jacob Hester, Evangel High School, Shreveport, Louisiana. My Aunt Betty's sister is his grandmother, so he claims that we're relatives. I don't want to tell him we're not blood relatives, but
nice kid.
Nice, yeah.
We've been trying to connect the dots on the family tree for days now. Justin Vincent, force back.
Well, he's LSU's leading rusher. He's got great hands, and he's a kid that, there he is, Jacob Hester. Jacob, how you doing, buddy?
Favorite vacation spot, Shreveport.
That's his home.
Mine too.
Plans his wedding, childhood idol, Dan Marino. Wow. He didn't tell me that when I was sitting down talking to him. And he's a relative of mine in his way of thinking, so that's fine with me. Proposed to his future wife in the parking lot after the Arkansas game, and he actually got down on his knees in front of all those people. That, my friend, takes courage.
In Little Rock, and his girlfriend Katie did in fact say yes. Early Doucette.
Nice job.
Brought down at the 14. There is a flag on the field as Doucette gained 4.
Did you think he would ask her and she was going to say no?
Well, as you said, it takes courage.
Got it.
You should know.
Oh, now, you know. Come on now. I'm sensitive right now. My telestrator's giving me problems.
The pass is behind the line. There's no penalty for an ineligible receiver downfield. Third down.
Terry, Jacob Hester and Katie will tie the knot in Shreveport July 28th, and I thought it was very nice of you to clear the calendar because Jacob let you know and let us know that your invitation will be in the mail.
And since Shreveport is his favorite spot, I assume that the honeymoon will be in Shreveport.
Where else?
Makes sense, right?
Heck of a football player. Halfback, fullback, H-back. Does a lot of things for this football team.
Third down and 7. Tigers have to get to the 7-yard line. Russell moving out of the pocket. Now throws it through the end zone. Good coverage on Bo by Zibikowski and Wooden.
Trying to hit in the flat, coming down to the bottom is Bo coming underneath. Nice job running just stride for stride right there. Good job coverage. The other side moving out of the pocket. There's his freshman tight end, Richard Dixon. He's covered. Nice job by Joe Brockington right there. Good job by the linebackers. Nobody open. Flip your wrist, throw it away. Nice job. Did I say that was a nice job?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And now Colt David out to attempt a 31-yard field goal. Matt Flynn puts it down, and David's kick is wide to the right. So the LSU lead remains 14-7. Notre Dame starts from their own 20. Mounier Prince in the backfield. Quinn looking for the speedy Prince. Incomplete. Well, coming up Monday, the game college football fans have been waiting for. The Tostitos BCS National Championship game as Heisman Trophy winner Troy Smith at Ohio State take on the Florida Gators. Our coverage begins Monday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific in high def only on Fox. 2nd and 10, 3 wide receivers. Keep it on the ground with Walker. Fighting Irish, Howie, know all about the Ohio State Buckeyes. They lost to the Buckeyes 34-20 in the Fiesta Bowl following last season. Ohio State gaining 617 yards of offense in that game.
Yeah, and I think one thing that became very apparent for Charlie Weiss and Notre Dame was the disparity in speed, and they've worked to address that. Munir Prince, who you saw in there in the last play, halfback, dropped that swing pass. He's a guy, true freshman, great speed, and they have a lot of speed in the freshman class this year and in their class coming in next season to South Bend.
3 wide receivers. Quinn out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 7. Good coverage downfield, and Quinn able to pick up the 1st down. Takes it out to the 36-yard line before he was tackled by Beckwith after gaining 12.
Yeah, this is what you want to see your quarterback do. Go through his reads. He saw that it was zone. He went through his reads, felt a little pressure, moved left, then did what he felt natural. He just took off and started running. Really a nice job. To the left, back to the right, got the 1st down. So sets up, looks left, looks, then a little pressure, gets out of the pocket. Now, turn it on, go. Turn it on, big guy. There you are.
You know, Quinn has the longest run of the season for Notre Dame, 60 yards against USC. Here's Walker. Darius Walker down the sideline, and finally forced out of bounds by LaRon Landry inside the LSU 30. Walker takes it 35 yards into Tiger territory.
Not easy to do versus this LSU defense. Get the edge. Here we see Carlson with a nice block. They pull Santucci around. He gets the edge, shows that speed. We talk about track speed, we talk about off the field speed, but we talk about football speed. How does that track speed relate to the football field? And I think we saw it there. Walker has that track speed that translates to the football field.
Over 100 yards on the ground for the 6th time this season. That was only the 6th Notre Dame run all year of more than 20 yards. From the 29, it's Walker again. Turns the corner. Another 1st down. Darius Walker all the way down to the 14-yard line. He gains 15 more.
Charlie Weiss has found something, How we saw him going up inside. We saw him do gadgets in the 1st quarter, reverses and stuff. Now we're seeing them attack to the outside. 37 Francis comes up in a blitz. He's sealed to the outside. You pull back down with Grimes. Your receiver, he blocks, creates a nice gap. Then Walker turns on the speed. Number 11, David Grimes. Jackson in pursuit. Notre Dame running the football very effectively.
Notre Dame, nice job of game planning their blocking schemes for their blitzes on the run.
James Aldridge now in the backfield. Takes the toss from Quinn. Aldridge down to the 10. The freshman out of Crown Point, Indiana, the 2nd leading rusher for the Fighting Irish behind Walker this season.
Yeah, Darius Walker's a guy who, was a great player coming out of the state of Georgia. As a matter of fact, he broke Herschel Walker's high school touchdown record with 47. That's pretty impressive. Having a great game.
How I look at the defense for LSU, you can tell hands on their hips, a little tired, not expecting this running game of Notre Dame.
228 yards of offense here in the 1st half for the Fighting Irish. From the 10, off the play fake, Quinn to the end zone, too high for Samardzija. Stelz on the coverage.
This is a good call. You're running the ball well, play action. Nice, it's just a great call. It was just well defense right there. Sitting right in the center of the field, you can see the safety. Stelz come over. Zenon comes down, turns him loose. They almost like pick one another. And then Stelz coming over making sure that Samardzija doesn't make the catch.
Third time he's gone to Samardzija in the end zone and come up short.
3rd down and 6. Carlson shifting. Quinn to Samardzija, touchdown!
4's the charm.
It's not like you don't expect this, right? It's not like they're gonna throw the ball to Samardzija, on a little fade route. Time of possession already 15-20 in favor of Notre Dame and only 6:50 for LSU There, comes in, you missed the jam. Zenon misses the jam. Safety can't get over in time. Good throw, great catch, smart. This is just smart football.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss said Jonathan Zenon will be the player of the game, either for LSU or for us. I'm not sure which, but he'll be the player of the game.
Well, what Coach told us was very simple. You will know the cornerback. There's one corner for LSU that we think we can beat. He wouldn't tell us. Well, now we know who it is. It's number 19, because this is where he's been throwing the football all day. Zenon comes in, misses the jam. Safety can't get over. It's a good, quick pass, and that's how you score touchdowns. And it's something you would expect with Samardzija being 6'5".
Yeah, we talked about adjustments, and Charlie Weiss talking about not waiting for halftime to make those adjustments. That's the Parcells, Belichick school of thought. Certainly Charlie Weiss has done a great job making adjustments here in the first half.
First career touchdown in a bowl game for Jeff Samardzija. Playing in his third bowl game, his school record 27th touchdown reception. Aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by Budweiser Select. Well, guys, the Fighting Irish offense, as Terry alluded to, with the time of possession stat, able to keep the LSU offense off the field. That is the second 80-yard scoring drive for Notre Dame.
I think one of the things clearly that has motivated the Irish is the simple fact that no one is giving them a chance to beat LSU here in their home state.
Early Doucette stops shy of the 20. Our game summary brought to you by Ford. Fighting Irish, 238 yards of total offense, 147 from Darius Walker. LSU led 14-0 just 9 minutes in. So now Jamarcus Russell and the LSU Tigers back to work, their worst starting field position of the day. From the 18-yard line, Justin Vincent stays on his feet, and Vincent, terrific second and third effort, gains 19 out to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's obvious that they've kind of decided to stick with, they trust Justin Vincent. He had a great game in the national championship game his freshman year. Then it went to Broussard at halfback. He had the knee injury, the infection, then the subsequent second knee surgery. Keelan Williams has been a factor this year. Jacob Hester's been a constant. This is a big back, ballooned up to 260 after the second surgery. Said he spent a little bit too much time in the yo-yo or ding-dong aisle and get over to the salad aisle, and he's down to 235.
6 defensive backs in now for the Irish.
First and 10, 37-yard line. Russell looking. And then he throws it out of bounds. In the vicinity of Dwayne Bowe. Well, dramatic overhead shots of tonight's All-State Sugar Bowl provided by the DLP Ultimate Picture Cam. DLP is the official HD TV of the BCS on Fox. DLP, it's amazing. It's the mirrors.
You got one of those cameras at your house, don't you?
Sure do.
Hopefully it's outside the front door.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
Security.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I don't need security where I live.
It's not much there.
He might.
Jersey boy there.
John Bon Jovi on the sidelines. Play blown dead prior to the snap.
Yeah, these screen passes right now sound like a pretty good deal. But with your playing zone.
Before the play, timeout, Notre Dame. Their second team charged timeout of the half.
When you play, when you're in with a minute and 43 remaining in the half, you're anticipating LSU throwing the football, so you play more zones against these zones that the Irish are playing. The holes are open deep in the middle, 20-yard ends. That's where the seams are.
Notre Dame, one timeout remaining. Coming up, the blockbuster Total Access halftime show with Chris Rose, Jimmy Johnson, and Heisman Trophy winner Tim Brown. They'll have all the highlights, plus we'll bring you the All-State $50,000 field goal kick, and you'll hear from both universities' bands. That's coming up, the Blockbuster Total Access halftime show.
Yeah, the bands are getting ready. There's our sidekick, Jimmy Johnson, and my old teammate, Tim Brown. He's got to be happy with the way this thing's going in the first half after a rough start. Notre Dame is
Look at Coach Johnson down there rehearsing. Got it all written out, got everything perfect. Picks his mic up. We're watching you, Coach. Picked his mic up. Now he's going to move his lips because he's rehearsing everything he's going to say, looking at the monitor.
Jimmy, get any sleep last night? Jimmy and Chris arrived 3 a.m. from the
Well, he didn't make the meeting. We had a production meeting and everybody was there but Coach Johnson.
A minute 46 remaining.
All right, corners are off, corners are tilted, looking inside. There's your cover two. Have some fun with it, Jamarcus.
Empty backfield. Russell firing downfield for early Doucette. He makes the catch. And Doucette is dragged down by Ndukwe inside the 5-yard line.
Well.
Big plays.
You play cover two, you play zone, the holes are all over the place. Just give yourself a little time. One of the things the pros love about Jamarcus Russell is the fact that he can just flip it 60, 70 yards, no problem. Beautiful job getting out of the pocket, finding his guy, laying it up there, Doucette. Perfect.
58 yards, that matches Russell's longest career completion. And it is a new career long for early Doucette. First and goal from the 5. Russell to the end zone through the hands of the tight end, Richard Dixon.
Yeah, Richard Dixon was open right at the snap of the football. He was wide open. He actually ran and got covered by continuing. Play action at the goal line. There it is. Fake it inside. That's not the intended receiver. That's Milt Cole. That's the other tight end. Dixon was back behind him, and I mean wide open.
One of the things you like about Jamarcus Russell is he runs to throw, but he had an opportunity there. It was wide open just to run unabated into the end zone.
Touchdown passes are cool.
Yeah. So I've heard.
Yeah.
4 wide receivers. Russell looking to run it in.
Great call.
He does. Touchdown, Jamarcus Russell.
Great call by offensive coordinator Jimbo Fisher.
First rushing touchdown of the season for Jamarcus Russell. 4th of his career. Colt David adding the extra point. The LSU Tigers back on top by 7.
Brad Holm, center, 74. Johnson, Brian Johnson, 76. Nice job, push their guys outside, and what a beautiful job here. Set up, show pass. It's not a blitz. It actually was just zone down at the goal line. Big 260-pound Jamarcus Russell just takes it on in.
You talked about it at the top of the show, Terry. We're fortunate to have maybe the 2 top quarterbacks in the country right now in terms of if Jamarcus Russell decides to come out after.
Well, he actually is going to talk to his family after this game.
He sent his film in for evaluation with the NFL, and he would be a leading candidate for the Heisman if he decided to come back next year. Could be the first or second player taken, but what we're seeing in both of these quarterbacks, poise, calm, great leadership.
What have I always told you? I don't care about your size, how great your arm is, but if you panic, you can never play quarterback. And the first thing is you got to have poise, and both of these young men, Brady Quinn and Jamarcus Russell, both of them extremely poised.
So Terry, what do you think? Should Russell stay? Should he go?
Well, that's not my decision. I mean, he's a redshirt guy, so he's had his 4 years here, and he's got an opportunity with the money that's out there. You know, you got to figure if he's first or second, you know, it's millions of dollars, and it depends too on whether or not he's enjoying the college life. Like Matt Leinart liked it so much, he decided to come back, and I applauded. Peyton Manning came back, so maybe he will come back. That's strictly up to him.
David Grimes on the return, and he's hit hard at the 17-yard line by Daniel Francis. Notre Dame retains possession. Well, if you want to download what they're already calling the game of the century, Monday's Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, simply log on to www.foxsports.com/BCS download on Apple iTunes. What a game.
Yeah, great game.
43-42 in overtime. Boise State with the victory on Monday night in Glendale, Arizona. Quinn, loads of time, incomplete.
I go
back for Darius Walker.
Sorry, Kenny. I go back to my statement I made about LSU and Notre Dame playing the prevent, the dime, 6 defensive backs, and it's all zone. Same thing here. Now LSU's doing the same thing, and there are huge holes here. If Charlie Weiss wants to continue to throw the football, there are monster holes in these zones.
.49 seconds remaining. Second quarter. LSU by 7. On 2nd and 10, Walker. Already over 100 yards on the ground. And he's forced out of bounds after a gain of 2 by Highsmith. Two quarterbacks, Brady Quinn, 10 of 23. Marcus Russell, 9 of 15.
And I believe Brady would have been a lot more efficient. I just think he came out a little bit, too jacked up, all excited about playing because he had some balls that were very high.
And you have to think these two quarterbacks have to be looking out of the corner of their eyes, see how the other guy plays. So much hype going into this game with these two great quarterbacks.
3rd down and 8.
Check,
Brady Quinn.
Check.
Samardzija makes the catch for a Notre Dame first down out to the 35, a gain of 15.
Clock stops. Plays the ball. Winder up. Here we go.
Well done.
At the line of scrimmage, plays already called. Big hole. Big holes in the middle.
Quinn on first down, looking for McKnight. Broken up by Chevis Jackson.
Chevis Jackson got a great jump on the ball. He's their best corner, and that's a guy, if you go over there often enough, he's going to make you pay. Gets a great jump on the ball here.
Yeah, he's reading the quarterback. He read Brady Quinn's eyes. When Brady Quinn set, notice how he broke his drop off and then came up on Raymond McKnight then.
Second and 10, 27 seconds remaining in the first half. Samardzija in the slot. They keep it on the ground with Walker. And Walker takes it out to the 42, gain of 7.
A guy I thought would be a little more, have a little bit more impact in the first half on this game would be John Carlson, their tight end. This guy can really move. They're selecting now. Let the clock run out. Halftime.
LSU took a 14-0 lead. 9 minutes into this game. Fighting Irish tied it up. And then the Jamarcus Russell 5-yard touchdown run. So Les Miles Tigers lead by 7, and Les is with Jeannie Zalasko. Jeannie?
Coach, I know you were in the minority. You did not expect the scoreboard to be lopsided. Big plays keep working for you, but what do you do with this surprising Notre Dame ground game because the pressure on Brady Quinn doesn't seem to be enough?
We expected this to be a good ball game. There's no any question, and they can run the football. We have to do the things that we've done. We need to play more sound, solid there, and just do what we've come out to do.
Keep grinding it out. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. See ya.
All right, thanks, Jeannie. Thanks, Les. The blockbuster Total Access halftime show from New Orleans is next. Superdome, the 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl. Kenny Albert, Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw. Guys, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah,
You know, it came as advertised. You're seeing Brady Quinn. You're seeing him run the football a lot more effective than we probably thought. We're seeing him go two tight ends, and we're seeing him throw the football to Samardzija, the fade route, and we're seeing Russell do what we know he can do, which is flip the football and throw it deep.
Yeah, if you had told me before this game that Darius Walker would have 125 yards in the first half on the ground, I'd be shocked. Yeah. Against this LSU defense, against this defensive front, here's a play designed to go right off tackle. Quick hitting play, 5 yards. Designed to go inside, bounces it out, showing that speed that Notre Dame supposedly didn't have.
And wide receivers blocking downfield, and you know something, Howie, if you get long runs, wide receivers are responsible for springing these backs by blocking downfield, and boy, they've done a great job of that.
And we talked about Charlie Weiss wanting to make adjustments before halftime came, and I think the adjustments they made in terms of setting up their blocking combinations in the run game to combat LSU's blitzes were the key to the first half for Notre Dame.
Yeah, you couldn't get to him. LSU must have blitzed, what, 15, 16 times easily, and Notre Dame went automatically to two tight ends, maximum protection. Now, it hurt them in their passing game, but it protected their quarterback.
LSU led 14-0. Notre Dame came back. Time now to check out our Taco Bell impact players of the game. Darius Walker, 125 yards on the ground, averaging 7 yards per carry. DeMarcus Russell, 170 in the air, 1 touchdown pass, and he ran in for 1.
This is the corner route to early Doucette. A little bit late, a little bit high, then comes back to Bo. Down at the goal line, touchdown. Now the zones. Get the zones, get past that safety. Boy, you put him in a two-way go. Good job. The quarterback draw down inside the 10-yard line. Touchdown. So there's your package for LSU, throwing the football deep. And then, of course, they got their running back, which is their quarterback, to get into the end zone for them.
Our first half numbers brought to you by Dodge. Fighting Irish outgaining the Tigers.
Yeah, the thing that stands out to me there is the 1931 and time of possession to LSU's 10-29. That big physical defensive front, you talked about it towards the end of the first half, looked a little bit maybe winded, maybe a little bit tired. If that running game continues for Notre Dame, it gives Brady Quinn an opportunity to work the play action pass, settle down a little bit. As you mentioned, he came out a little bit jittery maybe, forced some of his throws a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. And Charlie Weiss made the adjustments, Howie. And the thing that I did not expect was that when they went to two tight ends, how that would impact their passing game, which pretty much in the two tight end package was non-existent.
Well, one of the things Charlie Weiss talked about was not making Brady Quinn available for big hits from this defense. And as you mentioned, they've gone one to left, one tight end in with the fullback, two tight ends in, max protection.
Second half about to begin. Let's check in downstairs with Jeannie.
Thank you, Kenny. Well, I talked to Coach Weiss, and as you know, you said it earlier in the broadcast, he's not big on halftime adjustments. He likes to make adjustments during the game. So what did he say to his team at half? He said, I told them to keep doing the things that they were doing right and stop doing the things that they were doing wrong. I said, all right, Coach, a little more specific. He said, look, we are really starting to control that line of scrimmage. You could really feel the momentum building on the sideline. That's what they're really going to focus on here in the second half.
Charlie Weiss has played the underdog card for the last month ever since this matchup was set. He said, we're not going to throw in the towel. In case you're wondering, the guys are going to hear we have no chance 1,000 times prior to January 3rd. Charlie Doucette on the return for LSU. Remember, LSU won the toss at the start of the game, but deferred, so they receive the second half kickoff with a 21-14 lead.
Trendon Holiday, one of those players that Les Miles had to discipline for coming in late, who missed the first half, was in on that opening kickoff return, and he's back in the game, and we'll probably see Daniels too maybe in the second half on defense.
4 LSU players did not play in the first half due to the rules violations. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Vincent, the lone back. 3 receivers set for the Tigers. Justin Vincent up the middle. Good push out to the 30. First down, LSU.
Spread them out. Isolate your receivers with linebackers and safeties and corners. Run inside. More outside than there are inside to stop the run. Not just, you know, it's just kind of, you got a whole bunch over here, we'll just run a whole bunch over there.
Vincent, the senior out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, leading rusher today for the Tigers.
Yeah, you see them in that short huddle they like to run. They huddle up about 2 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Again, 3 receivers set. Russell to early Doucette. And Doucette brought down at the 35-yard line. His team-leading 6th reception. He lost the football. Notre Dame recovers.
We've seen this screen 3 or 4 times. 2 receivers downfield blocking for this guy. The little wide flare. Ball comes out. Scooped up by Ambrose Wooden. Recovers for the Irish.
Yeah, one of the things you talk about with defensive players is the first man in, make the tackle. Second man in, go for the strip, and that's the case here.
I don't know why they're running this play, honestly. It's the receiver are too close to the defensive back, so you can't really get a block on them. I'd get out of that. You know what I'm saying, Howie?
Yeah.
The corners are on top of the receivers 4 yards, and you're throwing a wide right flare or a screen to the back. The best thing to do is get out of that, because you can't get separation with the wide people who are automatically setting down, trying to block, bringing them up on the screen.
Now the question is, did Wooden have possession of that fumble before he stepped out of bounds? That is what they will take a look at upstairs. That is also why Notre Dame tried to run the play quickly.
Yeah, and it's smart. Notre Dame trying to get back up on the ball, get the play snapped before they have an opportunity to review.
Wooden had possession. Let's see. Not sure.
Well, this is going to be close.
Oh, you didn't like the other one. I'm saying, what do you think?
Dukeway comes up, ball strip. Let's look. Wooden.
Did he have possession?
Yeah, I think the first angle was the best angle. The question is whether he established possession of the ball before he stepped out of bounds.
Right.
LSU is challenging the ruling on the field of a fumble and a recovery and out of bounds. LSU is challenging the ball was never controlled as it went out of bounds.
Yeah, Les Miles, this is a good challenge.
Yeah, we talked to Les Miles about challenges and what his kind of philosophy was. And earlier in the season versus Arizona, it's all questionable play. You've got the one challenge. You don't want to blow that, so you call a timeout, give him an opportunity to review it without wasting your challenge.
Doucette was stripped of the football by Ambrose Wooden. But the question is, and Les Miles has challenged the call.
All right, let's look.
The question is, did Wooden have possession?
Hands there, pulls it up.
Bo knocked it out.
Bo knocked it out.
Yeah,
and if he had possession, he still did not have 1 foot inbound.
Here's the angle.
Okay. Ball's up, 22, Wooden. There he is.
Only has to get 1 foot down in bounds.
Okay. Ball. He did not have control of that ball. They're gonna rule this a.
Now, because it was ruled possession for Notre Dame on the field, there must be indisputable visual evidence in order to give the ball back to LSU.
Yeah, Les Miles obviously heard something up in his coach's box from his coaches and told him that he did not have possession of the ball before he stepped out of bounds. And
it will either be a 1st and 10 for Notre Dame on the LSU 32 or a 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers.
All right, here's look again.
This is the good angle.
Ball stripped. Fumble. Recovered. Possession. No.
It doesn't look like it, does it?
No. Did not have possession.
You said that with great conviction.
Well, I just saw it on the replay.
Okay.
I saw what I saw. What did you see?
I saw what you saw.
Yeah, what? And so you're saying what I just said.
Who's
right?
Who's on first?
Coaches await the decision from the replay booth. Question is, did Ambrose Wooden have possession and get 1 foot down inbounds before Wayne
After review,
knocked the ball
ruling on the
loose?
field is reversed. Notre Dame players not control the ball before going out of bounds. It'll be second down, LSU.
So Les Miles loses his challenge but gets the timeout back.
Did you get that?
Mm-hmm. One challenge, successful. Keep the timeout. Well, now you're out of challenges.
But a good challenge by Les Miles because Notre Dame's offense would have taken over on the LSU 32. Les just said, if I'm right, I don't get my challenge back. No, you do not. You get only one challenge, you get the timeout back, but not the challenge.
I'll tell you what, you're impressive. You read lips like Jack Bauer.
24 coming back.
That's right. Baddest man on the planet.
Les Miles trying to get his challenge back. It's not in the rules.
He's greedy. You got to like it.
Gosh, if you don't ask.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you going to know?
It's the worst thing they're going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
On the other side, Charlie Weiss heavily involved in the challenge system prior to this season. Russell on 2nd and 8, complete to Davis for a first down out to the 49. Gain of 17.
Nice job by Buster Davis. Came down inside, saw that the zone, big hole in the zone. So instead of sprinting through the zone, Howie, he just slowed it down and made a nice big target. Inside number 3, see, just slows down. Nice big target there. Made it easy for Russell to get him the football. Blitz from the outside.
Russell dumps it off to Vincent. And Vincent picks up another LSU first down at the Notre Dame 40.
You know, if I'm going to blitz, I think one of the things I would do, I agree with trying to disguise your blitzes, but you can't get to these quarterbacks from, 20 yards off, and that's what we're seeing. These safeties come from so far out, so far off, they can't get to Russell or Quinn.
Yeah, you would think at this point in the game they'd have a pretty good feel for timing up their blitzes better.
There's that number 1 again.
Brandon LaFell.
That's the guy Charlie Weiss is really concerned about. He is so fast.
LSU spreading the field with 5 wide receivers. First and 10, the Fighting Irish 40. Davis. And he's tackled by Richardson. Nice tackle. But Davis picks up the first down, gain of 13 yards.
Little quick slant. You like this. Take your ball, pull it up, high release, quick slant. One of the greatest routes in all of football is the slant, which is almost like a crossing route because it runs away from man coverage and it runs through zone. So it's a great route, and you've got big receivers like Doucette and Bo who are big targets for you.
And with that completion, Russell over 3,000 yards for the season. Now hitting early Doucette. Russell, only the second LSU quarterback to go over 3,000 yards. Rohan Davey, who played for Charlie Weiss in New England, did it back in 2001.
One of the things I like Jim Bofich, what he's doing now with this offense, one of the problems LSU, if they've had one offensively, is that they've said to themselves, we're going to run, we're going to run, we're going to run, regardless if we're getting anything out of it, when in fact they should be throwing and throwing and throwing. And this is what we're seeing now. Heck with the run, passes there, let's take it.
Working a lot of screens. Wide receiver screens.
LaFell split to the right. Second down and 7.
Corner square up down here. Here comes your little linebacker blitz.
And it's Vincent. And Zibikowski coming up to make the tackle after a gain of 3.
Coaches talk so much about football and how complicated it is, but for our viewers out there, really there's only 2 coverages. It's man
or it's zone. That's it. Now, you just got to figure out from formation of which it is, but one of the keys for a young quarterback...
Which of the 42 variations there are.
But really, if you look at your corners and how they line up on your receivers, if they're square up and looking at them face to face and not paying any attention into the backfield, that's man coverage.
5 receivers set, 3rd down and 4. LSU has to get to the 18, and Russell will try and do it himself. But he is wrapped up by Trevor Laws.
Fool me once, Howie, what? Shame on me?
Yeah, they did a nice job. Frome does a nice job coming in from that right defensive end spot. Yeah, they're running a tough stunt here with the tackle going first. The end loops around. It's the perfect stunt to be in versus the quarterback sneak.
So what you're saying is they kind of felt like that's what they were going to do when they went empty backfield.
You can bring your defensive end inside when you don't have a quarterback that's mobile enough to get outside.
It's a fake. Matt Flynn with the pitch back to Chris Jackson. First down, LSU. Matt Flynn, the backup quarterback, is the holder. Pitched it back to Jackson, who's a terrific athlete, plays third base on the LSU baseball team. And Jackson runs for the first down.
Quinn down, number 15, MVP of the Peach Bowl last year. Remember when Russell wasn't playing, picks it up, options the end. In comes at him, pitches it out on the outside. Here we go, right there. There's your pitch out.
We saw them work this play in practice.
Tell you
truth, it looked better in the game than it did in practice.
Terry referenced the Peach Bowl. Jackson, similar play in the Peach Bowl last year on a fake field goal. Ran for a first down. They do it again here in 2007 as Vincent makes it inside the 10, down for the 8. So we've seen some trickery from both head coaches today. Fake punt attempt earlier, back in the first quarter by Charlie Weiss.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of the game within the game. Charlie Weiss, famous for his play calling, his aggressive play calling, and Jimbo Fisher is an aggressive offensive coordinator. His name's been talked about for a number of positions around college football.
11th play of the drive. DeMarcus Russell on the drive is perfect. 6 for 6, 53 yards. Vincent. And he is forced back. Chris Frome in on the tackle. There he is on the right side of your screen, number 75. Why does he wear 75? Used to go to LA Raiders games. Huge Howie Long fan growing up on the West Coast.
Nice kid. Really nice kid. Enjoyed talking to him. Oddly enough, out of California, he was looking at Michigan and Notre Dame, and his mom's from back that way and hated Michigan and was happy that he ended up going to Notre Dame.
Celebrated a birthday yesterday, turned 23 years of age.
Rick Minner, defensive coordinator for the Irish. Now this is your chess game going back and forth.
Timeout called by LSU. 3rd down and 2 when we return. Welcome back, LSU. Looking to extend their lead. 12th play of the drive. Russell to the end zone. Incomplete. Dwayne Bowe, the intended receiver.
Just a little behind.
Right, yeah, just a little bit behind. You know, big, tall guy like Russell. He's get his hips around, stride, step out there, a little bit too much arm that time, and then ended up throwing the ball behind Bowe. Bowe was wide open on the quick slant. It was an excellent call.
Yeah, they picked the blitz up well, and he had time to deliver the ball, and as you mentioned, he's just a little bit behind.
They sent out Jackson for the fake. This is Colt David, who missed from 31 yards out back in the first half. This a 26-yard attempt. Flynn is the holder. Puts it down. And the kick by David is good. So the LSU Tigers take advantage of the challenge by Les Miles. The play reversed. And they wind up scoring 3. Welcome back, Kenny Albert, Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw, Jeannie Zalasko, LSU leading Notre Dame 24-14. Early third quarter in the 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl. Chris Jackson kicking off. Taken out the 2 by David Grimes. Grimes out across the 22-yard line. So Brady Quinn will lead the Notre Dame offense back out. Silver and black with the first pick, Howie, in the upcoming NFL draft.
I think he'd look good in silver and black. Charlie Weiss talks about, when he talks about 2 quarterbacks, Tom Brady and Brady Quinn, his eyes light up. He says that Brady Quinn in 3 years will be the 3rd best quarterback in the entire NFL.
Behind?
Well, I think Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Yeah. That's a powerful statement. Who would know better? He certainly has coached what many consider the best in Tom Brady or Tommy Brady.
Crawley, the first one is Tommy. First and 10, 22-yard line. First Notre Dame possession of the second half, and John Carlson, the tight end, with his first reception. Missed the last 2 games with a knee injury. Charlie Weiss, a huge fan of Carlson.
This is play action. This was an audible by Brady. No one in the middle. Safeties had moved out wide, and anytime they see no one in the middle, they want to try to get to their wide receiver. Good coverage by the safeties of LSU coming back inside, so he went back outside to Carlson.
First and 10, 35-yard line. Quickly to Samardzija. And Samardzija wrestled down at the 42 by Daniel Francis. After a gain of 7. Charlie Weiss told us that when he came in, when he was hired by Notre Dame, Brady Quinn had already watched every snap of Tom Brady.
What was it, like 3 years? Is that what he said?
Yeah, this is while he was in transition, still with the Patriots, while taking the Notre Dame job. By the time he got there, he'd watched 3 years of film.
And has spent many hours chatting on the phone with Brady. Fighting Irish used the same system that Charlie used in New England. Second down and 3, Darius Walker. And he's met by the first team All-American Glenn Dorsey. So a 3rd and 3 coming up. Notre Dame, of course, with a great tradition at the quarterback position through the years.
Johnny Luchak, Paul Horning, Joe Theismann. Played against both those guys a little bit.
There's Joe. Rooting for his Irish. I noticed, I didn't see Terry Hanratty. I played with the Rat, Terry Hanratty, and he was a great quarterback for Notre Dame.
We're down in 3. Broken up, intended for Samardzija. Jonathan Zenon got a piece of it.
Yeah, we talked about that matchup they wanted to exploit.
Zenon, top of your screen, 19. There's the quick slant. Beat initially off the line, but great recovery. That's the guy that Charlie Weiss wants to attack, number 19. Well, number 19 got a little of it back then.
He had an interception earlier. Price back at his 28. Davis back deep for LSU. LSU leading by 10, 3rd quarter from New Orleans. Penalty marker as the punt takes an LSU bounce and is down by Thomas. But there are flags on the field.
It's like maybe a block in the back. This would be key for field position.
During the run back, illegal block in the back, number 30 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's on LaRon Landry. There it is on Lambert. Monday night. The battle for the national championship, the Tostitos BCS championship game Monday on Fox, Ohio State and Florida.
What do you think, Howie? Florida? Ohio State? Where are you going? Make a stand.
Make a stand.
Go ahead.
After this,
okay.
after this play.
After Monday night.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Russell and the LSU offense back to work. They start from the 21. Keelan Williams takes it out to the 28-yard line. Nice job by the LSU offensive line today. They've allowed only 1 sack. There's the left guard, the sophomore Herman Johnson, at birth over 15 pounds.
Yeah, they've got him listed at 6'7", 351. He's all of that. There he is there. Herman, when he figures it out how to bend his knees and roll under people, he's got an opportunity to be somebody special.
Second down and 3. Keelan Williams again, first down. LSU out across the 35-yard line.
Here we got big Herman pulling around. That's a lot of body coming around there. You know, the great visual I had at practice is him and Trendon Johnson. Trendon Johnson's listed at 5'5", 100. Trendon Holiday, rather, listed at 5'5", 155 pounds. And those two walking off the field together.
Quite a sight. Oh. Off the play fake. Russell with Dwayne Bowe. LSU first down at the 47. A gain of 11. Well, we mentioned over 15 pounds. One of the largest babies ever born in the state of Louisiana, Terry. There he is.
Wow.
That's a wow.
That's a second wow. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say wow, but
size
wow.
That's 18 feet.
That's a big baby. Man, is he an only child? That's my only question.
Oh.
He's got a birthday coming up. So do you, Howie.
Yeah.
Keelan Williams into Notre Dame territory. Finally dragged down by Ndukwe at the Fighting Irish 37.
Keelan Williams is a guy that at the end of the year, true freshman, gave this LSU running game. Les Miles, an old Michigan offensive lineman, played under Bo Schembechler, coached under Bo Schembechler, would like to run the football, and Keelan gave them a big boost. He gets the corner, he gives them speed. They've been going with Justin Vincent. He gives them a different kind of player at that position. A guy who can break the big run, get the corner.
Play action. Russell to his favorite target throughout this 2006 season, Dwayne Bowe.
Dwayne Bowe had LASIK surgery after last season. He had dropped a lot of passes. And so they took him in and checked his eyes and said, "You need surgery." He got the surgery. And the first thing he did when he opened up his eyes and he could see, I asked him, I said, well, did you have a girlfriend going in? He said, yes. I said, when you opened up, I said, what happened after you could see? There you go. That gives you an idea of what he was looking at. Well, when he opened his eyes up and he finally could see, he said he broke up with her. So that's not a good story to tell on national television, but that's what he did.
Terry.
I'm gonna get my eyes fixed.
Early Doucette takes it inside the 20 to the 19. Jeannie.
Yeah, Bo was legally blind. He said he really shouldn't have been driving a car. So you think he could catch a football? He has so much talent. He was 2,400 in one eye. Told us that he saw 3 footballs coming at him, and he just hoped for the best that he'd grab the real one. And oh yeah, the girlfriend story. Back to you.
Catch the one in the middle.
Early Doucette shaken up earlier, limps off the field. 2nd and 6 from the 19. Fell in the slot.
This is the 20th play for LSU this quarter to 4 of Notre Dame.
Wow. And it's Keelan Williams, but he is met by Mike Richardson coming up from the right corner. But getting back to Dwayne Bowe, he and DeMarcus Russell very close. He told us they spent about 14 hours a day together. He says, DeMarcus is my little brother, even though he's bigger than me.
Yeah, and he is that. They're both very impressive. You watch these wide receivers in practice, how they compete how big, how physical, how much pride they take in catching the ball and competing with one another. Jamarcus Russell certainly has a great rapport with these wide receivers. They've played together for a while.
LSU spreads the field. 5 receivers set. They have to get to the 13 for a first down. Russell to the end zone, just out of the reach of Bo.
Hard to run a takeoff when the corner, this is Lambert, Terrell Lambert, number 20. Did you notice how deep Lambert was off of Bo? Shouldn't even run the takeoff. What you should have done is just gone down, drove him, had his hips turned, and just turned back around and make a catch. Hard with just 30 yards, talking about the back of the end zone, to run a takeoff route with the corner so far off.
37-yard attempt. Colt David hit from 25 from the left hash. And David's kick is good, extending the LSU lead with 3:48 remaining in the third quarter. It's the Tigers 27, the Fighting Irish 14. Aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by Budweiser Select. LSU leading by 13. Tigers coming into this game, first time in school history, 3 receivers with at least 50 receptions. There's one of them, Early Doucette, who has got over 100 yards today for the second time this season.
Yeah, arguably the best athlete of the group, and that would be a big loss for them. And he's a guy that's not only played wide receiver for them, they've lined him up at quarterback at times during the season.
Kickoff taken out of the end zone by David Grimes. Grimes tackled as he crosses the 20.
You know, you got to feel like those 2 possessions for LSU settling for field goals is kind of a win for Notre Dame's defense. And we talk about the time of possession for Notre Dame in the first half, over 19 minutes. And now we're looking at LSU with 22 plays, 132 yards, over 9 minutes in this quarter. That defense has been on the field a lot for Notre Dame this quarter.
Yeah, and now Charlie Weiss has to go to that bag of tricks again. You know, has to make the adjustments on the field. You know, you can't panic here with 3:28 and 8 and counting, but you do need to get out and score.
First and 10 from the 21. 3 receivers set. Quinn in trouble, and he throws it away. Marlon Favorite with the pressure for LSU.
Favorite and Jackson. You know, this is one of those play action things that you like doing, and when you do play action back there, Howie, one of the things you want to do is you're trying to either hit quick slants or quick outs, or, you know, little short things. But good job by LSU of covering everyone, got the pressure on him, and then finally Brady, when he got out of the pocket, just threw it away.
Didn't have time to set his feet off the play action. Favorite and Tyson Jackson in on pressure.
Second and 10, Samardzija in the slot. Quinn from the shotgun.
Comes your blitz.
Over the middle, Samardzija made the catch, took a hard hit at the 26-yard line. And for Jeff Samardzija, his 7th reception today, tying the school record that he set last year, 77 catches this season.
Yeah, we see Daniels back in the game at safety. Samardzija takes the big hit. We saw a little bit earlier where he had that ball on the slant, probably looked off the ball and looked to the safety. Would want to have that one back, but that was a tough catch.
Third down and 4. Fighting Irish have to get to the 31. Walker off the fake by Quinn, and he's bottled up. Again, it's Marlon Favorite, the sophomore out of Harvey, Louisiana.
Fake the screen. We've seen the screen all day long. Fake the screen, then hand to the back. Nobody was fooled then. No, it's funny. We're what, 27 earlier. Did we not see him go for it on 4th down? So you're going to get in position again if you're Coach Weiss, where you may be forced to start taking more gambles.
Penalty marker as the punt is taken by Davis. Oh, terrific coverage downfield by David Bruton. No return, 50-yard punt.
Illegal motion on the offense, number 20, 5-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Let's check in downstairs with Jeannie.
Well, Kenny, most of the kids growing up in this area, they want to go to LSU, right? Well, I found one who's from this area who went to Notre Dame. I guess I'm giving up your identity over here. Rashad Carter, what are you doing on the Notre Dame band?
Well, it's just always been a dream of mine to come here and go to Notre Dame and be in the band. It's always been a goal of mine since I was little. Something my mom put in me, just something I wanted to do because I was been in band since like 4th or 5th grade.
Did you just cue the band? Thank you for that. I got to imagine your family's here. Are they dressed in Tigers gear?
Oh, no, they're dressed in Notre Dame stuff.
That's because you got them tickets, right, my friend?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, smart guy. He is a smart guy. Went to Notre Dame on an academic scholarship. Back to you.
And Jeannie, I spoke to Rashad yesterday. His family sustained damage following Hurricane Katrina, lost power. He was out of school for 5 weeks. Played basketball in high school, ran track out of Hammond, Louisiana, about 45 minutes from New Orleans. But as he told Jeannie, always wanted to go to Notre Dame and play the tuba.
Good for him. Live your dream.
Russell to Davis. And Jeannie mentioned Rashad attending Notre Dame on an academic scholarship. You take a look at the cumulative GPA of the football team, Howie, 3rd straight semester over 3.0.
Yeah, it's one of the things Charlie Weiss has made a point of emphasis since he's been back, 3rd straight semester. And you know, when Charlie Weiss talks about coming to Notre Dame to be a football player, the academics and the Notre Dame experience are just as important.
2nd down and 1. Keelan Williams. 1st down, LSU. Now everybody graduates in 4 years at Notre Dame. However, there are 16 4th-year seniors on the team with 1 year of eligibility remaining.
Yeah, and obviously the biggest name on that list, would you say, Terry, is Zivakowski.
Right, the safety, strong safety. And Charlie Weiss, clearly, I mean, he just said, people are going to be surprised by how many of these seniors, graduating seniors, are going to come back and play another year.
They must all apply and get into graduate school in order to play another season. On 1st and 10 from the 40, Keelan Williams again. And he's wrapped up by Maurice Crump Jr., whose father won a national championship at Miami while playing for Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson had his dad down in Miami. Jimmy, who played in 2 of these Sugar Bowls and coached in 2 of these Sugar Bowls.
Well, Howie, dramatic overhead shots of tonight's All-State Sugar Bowl provided by the DLP Ultimate Picture Cam. DLP is the official HD TV of the BCS on Fox. DLP, it's amazing. It's the mirrors. 5 wide receivers. Time winding down in this 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 8. And Russell's pass intended for Bo. 3rd and 8 coming up, and Terrell Lambert is shaken up. Lambert, the junior out of Oxnard, California.
Coming inside on Bo. There you see Lambert coming in, then running into his own guy, knocks him down.
Ooh. Lambert and Crum.
Yeah, we just talked about Crum and 2 trains on 1 track. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like he maybe got dinged a little bit.
So the Notre Dame medical staff tending to Terrell Lambert with 27 seconds remaining. Here in the 3rd, LSU leading by 13. And now we highlight Ray Rice, candidate for the singular All-America Player of the Year. The Rutgers running back rushed for over 1,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, while leading the Scarlet Knights to a win over Kansas State in the Texas Bowl. To vote for Ray Rice or any of the other singular All-America candidates, text 87654 on your singular wireless phone or go to foxsports.com, keyword singular, for more information.
Looks like Ambrose Wooden checked in. See if they try to exploit that.
Darren Walls as well. 3rd down and 8. Russell escapes, and now he throws downfield for Brandon LaFell. Touchdown LSU. 58 yards. LaFell duplicating the 58-yard touchdown reception on the first play of his collegiate career. He does it again here in the All-State Sugar Bowl. 58-yard touchdown reception. David adds the extra point at Howie. Just as you said, LSU attacking the freshman Darren Walls, who just came in to replace the injured Terrell Lambert.
Russell, first of all, just did a great job avoiding getting sacked. And then one of the things you can do for LSU, Brandon LaFell, Charlie Weiss said, this is the guy that scares me to death. Threw his right hand up, got behind everybody. And the thing about Russell, Jamarcus Russell, is this. He can throw the football 85 yards, so these receivers never stop running. They don't have to come back to him because his arm is so strong.
Yeah, he can throw the ball 85 yards from his feet, 60 yards from his knees, and 40 yards from his butt.
Nice job. Yeah, and I would encourage everyone out there that's watching this game tonight, go outside in the yard and get a football and sit down and see how far you can throw it. I mean, that is really 40 yards. That's a long way. Now, we asked him this, so I don't think, and he calls us mister, so I don't think he would lie to us, but 40 yards sitting down, that's pretty amazing. That pass he just threw was amazing.
Well, the problem is if you go out now, it's dark, so you're going to have a hard time.
Okay, all right. That's funny. All right, you got it. Okay, all right, that's good. That's cute, Howie.
You don't think Terry can throw in the dark?
No, no.
Kickoff taken at the 3 by George West. Good return by West. Out to the 28. Tomorrow night on Fox. Don't miss Till Death, the new hit comedy starring Emmy Award winner Brad Garrett. Catch an all-new episode tomorrow at 8/7 Central, right here on Fox. Time winding down in this 3rd quarter. LSU led 21-14 at the half. They scored on all 3 3rd quarter possessions. 2 field goals and a touchdown, 13 unanswered points. They lead by 20. With 1 quarter remaining, the All-State Sugar Bowl will return after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Welcome back. The 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl. And Howie, earlier you talked about some of the Notre Dame comebacks, down 17 at the half at Michigan State, trailing in the final minute to UCLA, but a long hill to climb as they are down by 20 as we start this 4th quarter penalty marker.
Looked like Big Chase Pittman stepped off sides.
Offsides on the defense. Number 94, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
All LSU in the 3rd quarter. 2 field goals, a touchdown to extend their 7-point halftime lead to 20. Notre Dame in danger of losing their 9th consecutive bowl game. 5 different head coaches during their 8-game streak. Brady Quinn, loads of time on 1st and 5, throwing downfield for Raymond McKnight, and there is a flag. Chevis Jackson on the coverage.
Got the matchup he wanted, man-to-man to the outside. Raymond McKnight coming into this game with 15 touchdowns. Brady Quinn saw it, gave it a shot.
Pass interference on the defense, number 21. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Man up. Notice how he squared up with Raymond McKnight, looked at him eye to eye, got one step on the ball, slightly underthrown, and then the hand battle downfield. Let's see who pulled whom. Wow. Number 5, Raymond McKnight. Look, he pulled Chevis down. It was actually Chevis Jackson that got pulled down, and the Oscar goes to
Terry Bradshaw.
Raymond McKnight did a heck of a job, but he got away with it.
15-yard penalty from the 48 on 1st down. Bounces away from McKnight, intercepted by LaRon Landry. And Landry will take it all the way back to the Notre Dame 33-yard line. His 3rd interception this season. There is a flag on the field. He returned it 32 yards.
Well, this is the very thing that
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 30, 15-yard penalty. First down, LSU.
LaRon Landry, this is the very thing Charlie Weiss did not want to have happen. Quick slant, there's the ball. Raymond McKnight does not see it. Actually hits him right in the chest, goes up. Landry there, the free safety, picks it off in the air. Les Miles happy about what he saw, but once again, crowd reaction. But Charlie Weiss did not want this thing to get out of hand, and right now with this turnover, this is the thing he has to be most concerned about, especially if LSU scores again.
How do you think Landry was thinking end zone? His brother DeJuan starts for the Baltimore Ravens. Starting safety, scored a touchdown here against the Saints this season. First touch today for Trindon Holiday. We've talked about Holiday suspended for the first half, and he gains 15 yards on his first touch.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss talked about how much Trindon Holiday, we've got a flag down here, talked about how much Trindon Holiday scared him too in the kick game, kick return game. Anytime he gets his hands on the ball, he's so explosive.
A true freshman born in Baton Rouge, also a member of the LSU track team.
Holiday comes up, Herman Johnson. Now, folks, this is a look at this.
That's the shot. Hey, what's that old John Madden saying? 1 knee equals 2 feet. Well, one leg equals Trindon Holiday.
During the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench on the offense. Result of play was a first down. After the 15-yard penalty, still first down.
Trindon Holiday, 5'5", 165 pounds. Herman Johnson, 6'7", 339. So,
and Herman,
two Holidays equal 1 Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Well, 1 right leg equals Trindon Holiday, and if they list him at 165, he's probably a $155 maybe. Big Herman lost 60 pounds to get down to that weight.
He lost 60, huh?
Yeah.
Some more trickery from LSU. Russell. Incomplete. Bo, the intended receiver, Wooden, on the coverage following the toss back to Russell by Holiday.
You know, that's a fun thing to watch, but normally you have someone coming back to help the quarterback. In other words, Bo was covered. The flea flicker, or the gadget pass, that was well covered. It wasn't even any sense in throwing the football. The problem is that Jamarcus Russell didn't have an outlet. He had to go ahead and just throw it down there. 1, 2, 3. Still almost got it in.
2nd and 10. Inside handoff to Hester. Hester takes it all the way down to the 41 for a first down.
There's my relative doing his thing. Now we've crossed the LSU has crossed the 50. Now we've seen them run the wide screen, wide receivers blocking. One thing Howie and I saw in practice, when they get across the 50, it's time now to put Notre Dame away. They have a gadget pass. They have a wide flare where it's a lateral, and then Jamarcus coming back and it's either Doucette, who can throw the football pretty doggone good.
Something they saw versus Notre Dame versus Michigan State earlier in the year.
From the 41, Russell to Davis. Another first down for the Tigers at the Notre Dame 30.
This guy has a big-time arm, and if you watch him throw the football, he's a wrist passer. He snaps it off, and when you snap a football off like Jamarcus does, that thing really comes out of there. I mean, it's just like a shot out of a cannon. Watch it, wrist down, up, snap, right there. Look at a lot of power behind that. This
short
guy
motion, too.
Yes, he will. A nice high release. This guy will be I predict a huge success in the National Football League, whether next year or the year after.
Yeah, one of the things Jimbo Fisher talked about is one of the reasons why he's so successful, 21 for 31, 330 yards. I think that's a career high for him. One of the things he talked about, he handles the blitz so well because he's so tall. He sees over the blitz. He's got that high delivery. He throws the ball over the oncoming rush.
Right. He plays tall. He's 6'6", but a lot of times you overstride.
That last pass rolled incomplete. The give to Hester, and he is close to an LSU first down.
Now, folks, I played at 6'3". I'm not quite 6'3" anymore, but I'm right close at it. Look at this. Look at this. Now, if I had hair on my head, I would look so bad. And that's his hand. That's his hands. And this is also just a nice young man. Both Brady Quinn and Jamarcus Russell, just nice kid. But this guy is a real snapper of the football. I mean, he really snaps that thing off.
Now, he was a running back at the age of 6 until the starting quarterback broke his arm. And Russell was chosen by the coach to change positions. Intercepted in the end zone by Mike Richardson. And Richardson brings it out to the 20. His 4th interception this season, the 8th of his Notre Dame career. Aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by Budweiser Select. Back in New Orleans, Kenny Albert, Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw, and Jeannie Zelasco following the first interception thrown by Russell in 120 attempts. Notre Dame will take over. That's the back judge, Richard Jordan, who is shaken up over on the sidelines. A hamstring injury, we are told. So now Brady Quinn and the Fighting Irish offense back to work from their own 20. Here's Darius Walker, 125 yards in the first half on the ground, picks up 3. Sunday, it's the NFC wildcard game as the New York Giants travel to Philadelphia. We will have it for you right here on Fox, starting at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. The Chicago Bears and New Orleans Saints with first-round byes. There is Saints head coach Sean Payton with his son Connor. Sean has done such a terrific job in his first season as head coach here in New Orleans. Broken up, intended for McKnight, like Charlie Weiss. Sean Payton used to work for Bill Parcells in Dallas.
Yeah, what a remarkable job he's done with the Saints and bringing them back, a football team that was displaced, a lot like the LSU Tigers last year in the beginning of the season. And you know, you think back to that first game back here at the Superdome with the Atlanta Falcons, and now this is the first game back for the Sugar Bowl, the All-State Sugar Bowl.
It's the first time LSU is in the Sugar Bowl and the Saints are in the playoffs in the same season. That has never happened before. Quinn has the pass deflected at the line by Tyson Jackson.
came the blitz again. We've seen this so many times today. Is the fact that LSU just keeps blitzing, coming right at you. Brady Quinn from the shotgun, turns, comes out. Highsmith coming right down the middle. Excellent job by Jackson on the outside. Tyson Jackson getting up, get that big mid up. Ball intended for Samardzija.
So Jeff Price will punt for the 3rd time in this second half. Craig Davis back deep for the Tigers. Fair catch called for at the 24. Early 4th quarter. LSU by 20. Auburn University is a finalist for the Pontiac Game-Changing Performance of the Year. The Tigers have already won a $5,000 scholarship from Pontiac for this play against Florida. Vote now at pontiac.com/NCAA to help decide the winner of the $100,000 Pontiac Game-Changing Performance of the Year, which will be announced at the Tostitos BCS National Championship game on Fox next Monday. LSU takes over at their own 24, leading by 20. The pass intended for a diving Craig Davis. Well, Les Miles played in a couple of bowl games as a guard at the University of Michigan back in the mid-70s. Played in the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl under a huge influence in his life.
Yeah.
Bo Schembechler.
One of the first questions I asked him, you were with me, Kenny, and when I read up on Les, was I wanted to talk to him about Bo Schembechler. He got very emotional. We'll talk about that after this play.
2nd and 10 from the 24. Keelan Williams, gain of 3.
Yeah, Les played offensive line there and then left Michigan under Bo. Played offensive line, left there, was working with a trucking company, making a little over $50,000. Very stable, very good money, particularly for that time. But something was missing and wanted to get back into coaching. Went back to Bo and asked him to take him on. Took a position for a little over $8,000, and the rest is history. But he said so much of who he is as a coach, as a father, as a husband. He owes a great deal to Bo Schembechler.
Wayne Bo picks up a first down on 3rd and 8. Les Miles told us he routinely thinks in all situations, football situations, life situations, what would Bo do? And one thing I noticed in his office in Baton Rouge, Howie, behind Les Miles' computer on his desk, the commemorative Remembering Bo section from the Ann Arbor newspaper.
Yeah, and you know, Kenny, it was obvious to both of us sitting there how emotional he was in talking about Bo. It was a loss not only for the Michigan community, but for all of college football. Great coach and had an influence on so many players and so many coaches.
On first down, this is Williams. Turns the corner and picks up another first down. Well, Les Miles said Woody Hayes spoke at his high school banquet. He was also recruited by Ara Parseghian, the Notre Dame head coach at the time. But Les also said, I have rooted against Notre Dame for most of my adult life. He's the only current head coach in college football who both played and coached under Bo Schembechler. Ten minutes remaining, 4th quarter. LSU on the move, leading by 20. Williams continues to pick up chunks of yardage. Well, Les Miles also, guys, feels very fortunate that he was able to take a trip last June to Iraq and Kuwait to visit military bases along with former Notre Dame head coach Lou Holtz. He told us he got much more out of the trip than he can ever give back.
We got to do that.
Yeah.
Actually, Howie and I were going over, and they canceled our trip. They were worried that we might get hurt or something. I don't know, but we're going to do that. We got to do that.
Les told you he'd like to go along with you.
He did. He thinks we're fun. He's right. We are.
Keelan Williams, first down and more. Finally brought down by
Zibikowski.
Yeah, we talked about Keelan Williams, true freshman, and Les Miles, being that old Michigan guy, I'm sure, as the offensive lineman there and under Bo Schembechler would like for nothing more than to pound the football. And he's tried to find the guy at running back to do that. And Keelan Williams came in at the end of the year and gave them a real boost. And in the second half, he's been the guy for them here after going with Vincent for the majority of the first half.
Well, I mean, he found him a running back, but still in all, right now, they're trying to just get out of here. They've got this game with 8:40 and clock going. They've got this thing sewed up. So now they're just going to run, but they got ahead by throwing the football.
Season high 80 yards on the ground for Williams. Inside handoff, Hester down to the 28.
Well, the thing is, it's funny. We talk about Les Miles, and at the root of who he is, he wants to pound the football. But as you mentioned, you look out there at those 4 wide receivers, you got to say, I'd be crazy not to throw.
He readily admitted that in this day of modern college football, those days are gone. And if you're going to recruit quality kids across the country, which LSU and Notre Dame do, then you've got to show them that they'll have a chance to run it, catch it, and so on and so forth.
But he did say there has to be a time in the game when you can pound the football, and this is that time.
They continue to pound with Keelan Williams. And Williams has another LSU first down. The Tigers have got over 500 yards of total offense. DeMarcus Russell, career high 332 yards in the air. Russell has also tied the school record with 28 touchdown passes this season with his 2 here tonight.
There's nothing more fun as a quarterback, being in a position where you're looking at the clock. You've got a 34-14 lead. And I know in that position, it's fun just to take your time in the huddle, get up, run the football. It's fun. It's rewarding calling a good running game, especially when you're trying to just go ahead and put this game away.
Coming up, our DirecTV postgame. From the field, Chris Rose, Jimmy Johnson, and Tim Brown. The trophy presentation, interviews, plus much more that's coming up on our DirecTV postgame. Bo in motion. Russell on first down, handing it off to Keelan Williams, and he will take it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Obviously, the adjustments were made by LSU at halftime when it comes to their running attack. What we're seeing now is offside. Bo's in motion. He drops down, pulls back out. Keelan Williams goes left, and now you're seeing the cutback. Everybody comes down inside. Keelan sees it, bounces back to the outside.
Picks up Zibikowski on the weak side blitz.
Ryan Godin, senior from New Orleans, who attempted only 1 extra point all season, connects following Keelan Williams' second touchdown of tonight's game, and the LSU lead is now 41-14. Wow. 27 unanswered points scored by LSU. They have scored on 5 of their last 6 possessions and have reached 40 points for the 6th time this season. First career 100-yard game for Williams. He has 2 of the Tigers' touchdowns. George West on the return for the Fighting Irish. Out to the 26. Coming up this Sunday, the NFC wildcard matchup as Eli Manning and the Giants take on Jeff Garcia and the Eagles in Philadelphia. Back in September, a huge comeback by the Giants at Lincoln Financial Field. Plaxico Burress with the touchdown reception in overtime. Eagles beat the Giants at the Meadowlands. They will do it again this Sunday on Fox.
So you say the Eagles don't have a shot, huh?
I hope Jimmy's not listening.
Oh, I hope he is.
Clint to Samardzija.
I tell you, I don't understand this passing attack right now. Why you want to throw a flat, a guy like Samardzija just on a little 2-yard out route? It doesn't make sense with 6:47 and counting, and you're down. If you're going to do that, might as well just take those guys off and bring in some of the young kids and let them play.
Sammy Joseph made the tackle, a loss of 2 on the play. Final game of Brady Quinn's collegiate career with Notre Dame. Walker. So Howie, we mentioned the Raiders have the first pick. They can sell some t-shirts now. Just win Brady, or just Quinn baby? Which one?
Yeah, well, you know, and the other way to go is if Jamarcus Russell decides to come out, you know, you couldn't go wrong with either one of these quarterbacks.
No. I'm not disappointed at all in Brady Quinn. I mean, this guy's put up big numbers and played in big games, is a big-time talent. I mean, Brady Quinn, Jamarcus Russell.
Oakland with the first pick, Detroit the second, and then Cleveland. Quinn on 3rd and 11. McKnight unable to make the catch, and then he took a hard hit from Daniels, who was one of the players suspended for the first half, Jesse Daniels. And now Notre Dame with 5:42 remaining will punt it away.
We're talking about this draft coming up, and you're looking at Brady Quinn from Dublin, Ohio, and huge Brown fan. And when I pulled out that orange helmet, his eyes did light up. And so I would be, you know, it's the Raiders. If not Detroit, doubt they'll take a quarterback. Definitely Cleveland or Tampa Bay in the coin toss.
Texas last year was in a tough spot. Hometown kid Vince Young.
Yep.
Cleveland's in a similar situation this year. Don't know if he'll be available.
Fair catch called for by Davis at the 25-yard line. 50-yard punt as we check out the quarterback numbers.
I mean, this is not a good game for Brady Quinn. This is not the way he wanted to go out. 2 interceptions. You can see 15 for 35. Jamarcus Russell, on the other hand, probably MVP in this football game. Either him or Keelan Williams. And one of the things the pros love about Jamarcus is the fact he's so big, yet he is extremely accurate, completing 68% of his passes.
Russell and the Tigers start from their own 25. Leading 41-14. They have scored 27 unanswered points after Notre Dame tied the game at 14 late in the second quarter. Justin Vincent out across the 30. And Howie, when we spoke with Jamarcus Russell, he told us about the state championship game he played in Alabama as a 9th grader.
Yeah, they lost that game to Cadillac Williams. As a matter of fact, Cadillac Williams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he's coming out now, Jamarcus Russell. This majority LSU crowd giving him a big standing ovation.
Well, they may not see him again, Howie. This might be it. He's going to get with his family after this game and talk with them and make a decision as to whether or not to enter the draft.
Replaced by junior Matt Flynn, who started the Peach Bowl, his only LSU start last year, and was named the game's offensive MVP. Justin Vincent picks up yet another LSU first down.
Getting back to the Jamarcus Russell thing regarding this game and how he viewed this off of that game in his 9th grade year in high school. He viewed this game, he talked about it as a championship game. This game, the Sugar Bowl, as a championship game. He wanted to go out on top in a game
he
like
won this guy won. Well, actually, he led his team as a 9th grader to the state 5A finals and lost to Cadillac Williams, who played for the other high school. Pretty impressive. 9th grade, are you kidding me?
Vincent. And he's tackled by David Bruton. We talked to the offensive coordinator, Jimbo Fisher, about the backup quarterback, Matt Flynn, and he said the only problem is Flynn has been stuck behind Jamarcus Russell. Fisher feels that Flynn will be a mid-round NFL draft pick.
I've never seen him get Gatorade ready with a was that a paddle?
I don't have a clue.
Was that a canoe
It looks
paddle?
like a big old something or another, and got her all loaded up there.
And they've got a camouflage.
You can't let Les Miles know about it.
No.
Second down and 9. Vincent. What a night it has been for LSU quarterback Jamarcus Russell.
It's your thing. Do what you wanna do. I can't tell you who to soccer to. It's your thing. Do what you wanna do.
Career high 332 yards in the air. 2 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run. Third down and 8. Mitchell in motion. LSU needs the 48 for a first down. And Vincent is stopped 2 yards short. The All-State good hands play of the game. His second touchdown pass late third quarter. 58 yards to Brandon LaFell. His other 58-yard pass late in the second quarter to early Doucette was really a game-changing play. Notre Dame had just tied it at 14. 58 yards to Doucette. Russell runs it in, and LSU has rolled from there.
Well, we talked about it in our open. Wide receivers, LSU, talented, fast.
Jackson punting. George West calls for the fair catch at the 11.
We've got more live NHL action this Tuesday on NASN. It's a battle for the apple as the Islanders head to the Garden to face off against the Rangers. But Jerome Jagger in New York will be hoping to do some bruising. Live NHL, Islanders versus Rangers this Tuesday only on NASN.
Sophomore Evan Sharpley has replaced Brady Quinn at quarterback for Notre Dame, handing it off to James Aldridge. We are under 1 minute remaining. Brady Quinn's numbers, 15 of 35, 148 yards, and the 41 points scored by LSU matches the most points ever allowed by Notre Dame in a bowl game. Oregon State scored 41 in the 2001 Fiesta Bowl against the Fighting Irish. His final numbers, holds 36 school records. 2 touchdown passes today for Brady Quinn, but Notre Dame will suffer their 9th consecutive loss in a bowl game. Here's Aldridge. They lost the last 8 by an average of 16.5 points, and they will lose this one by 27. Here comes the Gatorade. Look out, Les Miles.
Yeah, this 22nd win will give Les Miles the SEC record for wins in his first 2 seasons at LSU.
There's your guy. Dwayne Bowe right in the middle of it, Howie.
He always is.
27 unanswered points. LSU broke a 14-all tie late in the second half, and they win it by the score of 41-14.
Yeah, for Charlie Weiss and Notre Dame, I think last year in the Fiesta Bowl it became apparent speed was an issue. They addressed that. This year's freshman class and next year's class that's committed. So I think the future is not only bright but fast for Notre Dame, and LSU seems to be loaded with
Obviously,
talent.
they've got to replace Brady Quinn. They signed a kid out of California, Clausen, one of the Clausen boys.
A disappointing 9th consecutive bowl loss suffered by the Fighting Irish. We'll return to New Orleans in a moment.
Welcome to the DirecTV postgame show on Fox.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome following LSU's 41-14 victory over Notre Dame. Time now for the trophy presentation. Down to the field, and Chris Rose. Chris?
All right, Kenny, thank you very much. It is time right now for the awards presentation, and for that, I welcome in the president of the 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl, Jim Landis. Jim.
Chris, thank you. This year was more than just about a football game.
This year was about our return to New Orleans and the sweet revival of our great city. We could not have asked for two more outstanding institutions to participate in our game this year. I want to thank both schools for not only their economic support, but the labor they put in while they were here. Father John Jenkins, Chancellor Sean O'Keefe led by example, and we appreciate it very much. I'd now like to introduce Mr. Joe Tripodi, the Chief Marketing Officer of Allstate.
Joe?
Thank you, Jim. On behalf of Allstate, first of all, let's thank the city of New Orleans for an awesome evening. And the Allstate Sugar Bowl Committee for all the great work they've done. Now, it's my pleasure on behalf of over 70,000 Allstate employees, agency owners, and licensed support staff to present the trophy for the 73rd Allstate Sugar Bowl to Coach Miles.
Coach, LSU All-State Sugar Bowl champions for the third time in the last 6 years. Must be nice sharing it with 60,000 of your closest friends out here, huh?
There could be no place we'd rather play than in the Sugar Bowl in front of our state and the city is so close to our hearts.
Coach, ever since Hurricane Katrina, you guys have understood the responsibility of what it means. What does tonight mean, not only to New Orleans, but the entire state of Louisiana?
Well, our guys would like to do more, but they really, for 2 years, did what they were supposed to do, and that's play for the great state of Louisiana.
Well, especially in the second half tonight, you guys cranked it up, and Jamarcus Russell was absolutely fantastic.
Our team was better than our opponent tonight, and our quarterback was the finest quarterback in the country.
Les Miles, congratulations. LSU, your 2007 All-State Sugar Bowl champions. Now time for yet an individual honor. Joe, I welcome you back in to do the honors here.
It's a pleasure to present the most valuable player for the All-State Sugar Bowl to Jamarcus Russell.
How you like that?
That's great. I can say it's one of my first championship game winning, and to be MVP, it feels great.
Listen to them chanting your name.
It feels great to know that you have such wonderful fans behind you. To go around, being around here, it was a lot of fun, and I'm proud of it behind me.
There was a lot of talk this week about Brady Quinn, and deservedly so. He had an outstanding career at Notre Dame. Did you have a little extra spring in your step tonight because of that?
Not really. My main thing was to go out and play a good game against Brady Quinn's defense. He wasn't the guy that I was playing against. Just put my teammates in position to make plays, and that's what I think I did.
Well, you've done an awful lot of great things in your career, capped off by this. You do have one more year of eligibility. Will we see Jamarcus Russell back next season?
Right now, once the season over with, I have a lot of time to go home with my parents and pray about the situation. Hopefully, I make the right decision.
Congratulations, a career high in passing yards, the most outstanding player of the 2007 All-State Sugar Bowl, Jamarcus Russell, everybody. Kenny, take it away.
All right, thanks very much, Chris. Congratulations to All-State Sugar Bowl most valuable player, Jamarcus Russell. LSU fans will be out late tonight on Bourbon Street. Back in a moment.
Welcome back to the DirecTV postgame show on Fox.
The 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl, LSU over Notre Dame tonight, 41-14. Let's take a look at tonight's DirecTV Look Again play. Late second quarter with the game tied at 14. Jamarcus Russell, 5-yard touchdown run, giving LSU the lead that they would never relinquish. His first rushing touchdown of the season. Dwayne Bowe caught a touchdown pass in the first quarter, 5 receptions, 78 yards, and he is downstairs with Jeannie.
Dwayne Bowe, you've been talking the talk. Now you can officially walk the walk as you get a victory. Look around here and just soak in the victory at the Sugar Bowl.
I'm glad to end it off on a great note. I did it for the city and my team, and I'm just happy it's all over. I'm glad I did my time, and now I'm ready to move on.
You're a little bittersweet, though, because we know how tight you are with your quarterback. Talking about Jamarcus Russell.
Man, he's a great athlete, and I wish the best for him. And me and him just connected on some of them, and the O-line did a great job of blocking.
Continued success. Go tear it up in the NFL. You got the celebration dance already worked out?
Yeah, my coach told me don't showcase it. Right? Yeah.
Okay, all right, you go celebrate.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Dwayne Bowe celebrated earlier when he set a new school record with his 12th touchdown reception. Moments ago, the Notre Dame alma mater. Charlie Weiss during the season gave his players exams on the alma mater just to make sure they knew all the words. They fell short on the field tonight for the 9th consecutive time in a bowl game, 41-14. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the DirecTV postgame show on Fox.
You can hear the fans chanting. LSU celebrating a 3rd All-State Sugar Bowl title in the last 6 years. They hold Notre Dame scoreless in the second half in a 41-14 win. Chris Rose, a sullen Tim Brown, and Jimmy Johnson. Coach, we started the night talking about Brady Quinn. We ended talking about Jamarcus Russell. It looked like he was playing in the backyard.
I tell you, he does everything so effortlessly. We were amazed just watching him throw the football. Even his handoffs, he does it with such ease. And Les Miles was right on target. Before the game, he said it was for this community, for Louisiana, and it is for this, this community. They'll be celebrating. It'll be the second Mardi Gras, here tonight. and then you look at, he said, okay, our team was better than their team, and our quarterback was the best player in the game. He was.
Do I have to say something good about this guy? It's really hard to right now, but certainly when you watch him play, he made all the plays that they need to make. For sure, it was like the backyard. When the play broke down, he made the play, and you have to give tip your hat off to the guy.
Yeah, so congratulations to Les Miles and the LSU Tigers. On the other side, Notre Dame has now lost a record 9 straight bowls, winless since New Year's Day of '94. Defensively, it has been a mess. They're tied for giving up the most points in Notre Dame history in a bowl game. They give up the most yards. Jimmy, how do they fix this?
Well, they got to get better players. I think, really Charlie Weiss has got them on the right track. He understands. He's been in the NFL. He knows what they've got to do. So he's going to go out and get better players, get more speed.
Well, I really think that Rick Mentor is going to be in some trouble here. When you look what has happened to him in the last couple of big games, the defense really hadn't played well. They can't get rid of the players, so they usually get rid of the coach in a situation like this.
Well, their last 4 losses to Ohio State, Michigan, USC, LSU by an average of almost 22 points per game. Quickly, and most importantly, Jimmy Johnson, what'd you think of your boys in the booth, Howie and Terry?
Well, they were entertaining, but you know what? I like my guys. And so I enjoyed it. They did a great job.
So don't let them leave the studio during Fox NFL Sunday. All right, guys, let's send it back up to you. Kenny?
I'm not giving them back, Jimmy. They're all mine. Guys, we hope you had as much fun down on the field as we had up here in the broadcast booth. Howie, Terry, a tremendous second-half performance by LSU.
Yeah, it was. And, I think more importantly what we get from this game is closure for our state, for Katrina, the great city of New Orleans. The Sugar Bowl is back. The Saints are back. And to me, that when everyone left the football field today, Notre Dame and the LSU people, you just have a feeling that, okay, everything's back to normal now.
Yeah, this was the city, and the Superdome was the site of such terrible despair. And now it's being the site of great inspiration. LSU putting kind of as a university closure to the Katrina Rita situation. Lots of work to be done here still, but certainly this is a step towards the recovery of this city, the Superdome, and the Sugar Bowl.
Well, it's been fun.
Thanks,
great job,
Kenny.
guys.
Pleasure.
Terry,
Great
I know
job,
it's been a
man.
while. Howard,
You're the
first
best.
time in the booth.
See you next year.
We had a great time up here. We hope you did as well at home. The 73rd All-State Sugar Bowl, the culmination of a terrific 3 consecutive days on Fox. Monday, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, a game for the ages. The Boise State Broncos put an exclamation point on their perfect season with their 43-42 victory in overtime. Last night, the FedEx Orange Bowl, the first ever BCS victory for 6th-ranked Louisville as MVP Brian Brom threw for 311 yards. And tonight, the All-State Sugar Bowl, the LSU Tigers, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish tied at 14 late in the second half. LSU 27 unanswered points. Les Miles and the Tigers run away with a 41-14 victory. DeMarcus Russell, the most violent player, career high 332 yards in the air. Coming up on Monday from University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, the Tostitos BCS Championship game featuring the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Florida Gators. Promotional considerations tonight paid for by for Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw, and Jeannie Zelasco. This is Kenny Albert saying so long from New Orleans. We'll see you on Monday night for the Tostitos BCS Championship game.